There we go. The stream has begun once again, ladies and gentlemen, for Trekyards. Full re-breakdown of what, Stuart?
The latest short trek, and that is, Children of Mars, the prequel or the lead in to Picard, which is in 2 weeks. So, yeah, um, I've seen it. I can say that about it. I've done my first reaction review last night. I kind of said everything I needed to say then. I will be rehashing these things, obviously, because Samuel hasn't heard my points, and I'm interested to find out his thoughts on it. So we'll see how that goes. I'm kind of sick of talking about it, and I have a massive
See
headache right
now,
now.
you know what's funny? Yesterday, right?
So we'll see how
Ah,
that goes.
yesterday I'd lowered the audio levels because it was like, oh, you're much higher. And then this time I was like, where is he? Where is he? Because now the same settings yesterday, you were non-existent. What the hell? So Stuart, say something and I'll re-love us. The hell?
All right, so now you can hear me, guys. All right, good. Well, now he's going to level us out, which is fine. So I'll just reiterate what I said because nobody heard it because OBS is being a dick. Yeah, I did my first reaction review last night and kind of got all my points across then,
That's
but
so weird.
we'll have to rehash them.
Yeah. But that's why I kind of didn't want to do an edited review with you today, because then it'd be like 3 times the same points,
Yeah.
and we'd know each other's thoughts. Obviously, part of these lives are to talk to you guys. That's what makes it special. We're not just the echo chamber of talking to ourselves. We're talking to you guys.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, Canadian
exciting.
Starships asks, how do I feel about it now that I've slept on it? Because he was there last night. Not very good. I mean, I felt like shit all day today. I don't know if that's because I was just so mad yesterday. Because, like I said, I don't usually get mad enough that I feel it in my lower back and legs, but I was mad. I was very mad. By the time the live came around, I had calmed down, so I was very calm. Tried to present
Really?
everything
Okay. So I'll
rationally.
watch it afterwards.
Oh yeah. So before I went on the live, as I said on the live, I was ranting to Sylvia, and she says, "When you go on the live, just use less swear words." So
Right. Yes. I mean, you're Canadian. You're gonna keep it at the front.
that's right. We swear more than Americans. Canadians swear like I think the most out of anyone. But
Disagree horribly, but okay. Yeah, so I watched it about 3 hours ago, and this is the first short trek where I've walked away and I was thinking I got angry, and that's a weird
yeah,
feeling. Actually,
yeah,
angry and sad. I never post things on Facebook. I very rarely, like on my personal page. You probably saw what I posted, and
I did.
people, very talented people who worked on many fan films and things, also commenting, agreeing with me, and I had to put my opinion out there because it's like it was such a jarring thing.
Yeah,
This was the intro to the hopefully Star Trek will be saved, and I left it thinking, well, holy fuck, this will be the last Jedi of Star Trek.
yeah.
And that's a
Well, yeah,
weird feeling.
we've had hopes leading up to this that it would be done well and respectfully.
But they should know better after Discovery.
Yeah, they should. But unfortunately, from what we've seen so far, I'm not optimistic.
This
But
was a real shock to the system, I'll be honest. And as you can see, the thumbnail I built doesn't show the episode very well, but it shows our feelings.
well, it
I don't know.
doesn't show anger. There's no anger there.
Well, I was
There's like,
sad after I was angry. I was just sad. I was like legitimately like in my stomach. Which one do you think you would be? Are you the tear, or are you the lack of emotion tier, or are you the horrid face woman? What do you think? If which one each are we?
I'm both. I was the horrid faced woman last night. Today, I'm like the
Okay, so I'll be the horror face woman.
yeah, yeah. Oh, I
But I
don't
will
know,
share.
man. Okay.
150 people, brilliant. And we do have thoughts. I only have 1 page of notes, but we have thoughts. And I have, as you guys can imagine, I've made graphs and graphics to show. Because guess what? We are the fucking ship guys. So when you throw ship shit at us, we throw ship shit back. I'm gonna
Now
show.
there's a tagline for Trekyards. We are the fucking ship guys. You throw ship shit at us. We throw ship shit at you. That's great. That makes us sound like Trekkie
Mob
monkeys.
bosses.
Hurl- anyway, do your thing. Share it. I'll talk to these guys.
See you in a sec.
Yeah. So guys, we already have 2 super chats, but we will get to those in a second. But super chats are important. They help with the channel. 150 of you here, like you said, that's great number. Hopefully builds up a little bit after he shares. 157 now. So everybody make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. There's a lot to unpack with this one, both ship-related and non-ship related, and we'll talk about both of those separately. I have a really interesting ranking system for this particular short, which I'll convey to you when Samuel's back, because it's... Watch my first reaction video from last night. That's like raw. I wouldn't say it's unfiltered, because it's not. It is very... make my points, but I don't make them how I initially thought them. Let's put it that way. A lot more professional, I guess would be a good word for it. But yeah, watch that, and if you're interested in getting the first reaction kind of vibe, go watch the one from last night. It was very good. A lot of people attended it, considering it was late, so most of, if not all of Europe was sleeping. So, you know, it still did, it did good. And I stand by everything I say in that. But yeah, super chats are just rolling in, which is awesome. I'm looking forward to getting to those after Samuel gets back. We'll kind of hit them up, and then we'll probably do our overall thoughts, and then we'll structure it like we usually do. So, okay, Samuel's back. Yay. We got
Hello.
a bunch of super chats. So we're going to read the super chats we got first.
Thank you. This is great, guys, because we do need these to keep going, and says a lot. Thank you.
We're going to read those first, and then we'll kind of get into things, all right?
Yeah.
Eugene puts in 1,000 rubles.
First of it,
Eugene. Amazing. I got action, CG, multiple locations, space shots, but the only thing I could see was Alex Kurtzman sitting near a fireplace, sipping tea and flipping me the bird. Yep. That's exactly how I described this last night and to Samuel today. It's like a huge middle finger to TNG fans, and Samuel said, no, Star Trek fans. So...
because we never talk about them in advance. We are very, very careful at being separate.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't imagine I'd be any different. But let me read that, actually, because we never talk into that. So
I just read it to Sylvia like literally 10 minutes ago.
What we said?
Our conversation earlier, yeah.
Okay, so this is verbatim. Do you have the thumbnail for today's live yet? I just watched it, so now I can.
No, let's read it. Let's read it back and forth.
Sorry. There's two of us, obviously.
Yeah.
Sorry. You're here too. So our Facebook conversation, first thing. Right, start with you. The thing. See how you do. Let's do some acting here, guys. Play yourselves.
Oh, acting. All right. Do you happen to have that thumbnail for tonight's live yet?
I just watched it, so now I can. Boy, it pissed me off.
Oh, you have no idea. I suggest watching my first reaction video.
I'm not just a little angry right now. No, I'll save it and watch after, so I don't know your points, but certainly after.
Yeah, I was extremely angry.
Get good screen caps of the shit bit. Lots of caps. All of the caps, fuckers.
Yep. Huge middle finger to TNG fans.
To all Trek fans. Right, onto the thumbnail.
Make it a ship thumbnail. Cry, laughy face. I've had some time to cool off from the anger somewhat.
Yeah, I'll do something. I'm still in the anger phase. Oh, we could stop there.
Okay.
So that's just a unique look at our uncensored.
No. I want to read one thing I said.
Okay.
It's clearly...
And he's gone. Hold on.
Picard
Hold on.
obviously never met Kirk.
Hold on.
Oh.
Start again,
Of course
sorry. As you started, amazing.
Of course I went away just as it was good. I said it's clearly a different timeline, as Picard is an admiral and obviously has not met Kirk or got any of his advice. It's all clear now. That's we were wondering why he set the admiral position. This is the Discovery timeline. It's fine. It's Discovery TNG. It's fine.
And James Roberts says, this is already better than the short trek, lol. Although Donnie Pearson enters the Hornet's Nest and says, hello, Stuart and Samuel, and all, I love that final short trek of the season, so stoked about Picard. Donnie, man. Explain.
We'll get there. Anyway, let's get to some more super chats.
And Zaraxis, you go to trekyards@hotmail.com, put that as the PayPal thing, you know, the email to send to, and then we'll be monitoring that. So PayPals are good because they go directly, but super chats are good because we get that as part of our like monthly income. So yeah, sorry, go for it, Stuart.
That's all right. So Totally Random Reviews puts in $2 Canadian.
Thank you.
Damn this short trek. I'm losing hope, guys.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. it's a good summation. Fat Produce puts in $5.
Thank you.
The song Heroes in the short trek made this an episode of Space Stranger Things. I like the song, actually. I recognize it right away, but I'd known it from the Godzilla 1985 or whatever, the Bad at Godzilla soundtrack, because Wallflowers did it. It's on my playlist. I like the song, but yeah.
And yes, Zeraxis, I will get to that. Don't worry, I'm sorry. I promise.
And Jeff Jacobs throws in 66 likes in 6 minutes. Nice. Again at 100. Hashtag make Jeff pay. Speaking of, there's 183 of you here right now. Brilliant. Everybody hit like, and everybody make sure you're subscribed. And welcome. Chris Gwillem throws in £9.99. Captain felt the rage on first reaction. Also a good summation.
Yeah. Thank you.
Joseph Petrick puts in €2. Isk for your thoughts on the ship shit. We'll get there. Chris Gwillem puts in another £2.99. Sam's new background? Question marks.
Not yet.
He's been busy.
I keep running out of time. It's because I got to film it, so I got to think about lighting. It's like I got to start it, and that's a whole process.
Yeah. And David Bessig throws in $5. I sense a great, horrific disturbance in the force as if millions of Trekkies cried out in horror and were suddenly silenced.
Yep.
What the fuck? That's yes. And yet I see a lot of people that, I love it. It looks great.
Okay.
And here's the ranking system I was talking about. This is, Sammy, I want your opinion on this.
Okay.
This is how I rated it last night.
Okay.
As a piece of television and, being, just overall cinematography and just whatever, it's really good. It's good. It's good. It's up there. As a Discovery short, it would have been pretty good. It would have been in the middle. As a Picard short, it's at the lower end of the scale.
It's raping the audience.
Yep. Yeah.
That's interesting. Let me give a little bit of a thing. So we were told this is the Picard short, right?
Yes.
But as soon as the dry dock sequence happens, I think, oh no, it must be, logically, a Discovery era that is a clever precursor to Picard. I was like, my brain swapped instantly to, okay, it's set in the past. Obviously. Until the Picard shows up, and then it all shatters, because, we'll get into that in a minute, but my brain swapped and I had to re-swap. There was no rationale for that, and suddenly, so that was, yeah. Yeah. I mean, even as a piece of, general cinema, it's okay. It's very sort of student filmy, like a film school, like a last year student film that you're given $5,000. Like it's basically one location, a couple of actors that it's your kids, a bit of makeup, it's really simple. Really, I mean, I'll take CG out of it because that's what I mean, the actual film bit. Yeah. I'm trying to hold in some things.
Yes. Well, we got another super chat, so that's
excellent.
Great. Eugene, another 250 rubles. There's FNN label on the TV. Whatever.
What does this
Cheyenne.
mean?
There's another Nokia Budweiser moment censored. Okay.
I don't understand. And it was, and someone's saying this wasn't a disco short. The thing is, it still counted as part of the Star Trek Discovery shorts. It has the same logos, the same pastels. It's still part of the Discovery season short. It's not a separate subset of Picard shorts. It's still a Discovery season shorts.
It's a short trek, I think.
Yeah, they just yeah.
But Chris Gwillem throws in £9.99. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That really helps. Thank you.
Love you guys. Happy Friday. See, everybody's trying to make us feel better. Love you too. Everyone get prosper.
And yes, Dan 23. Discovery reportedly renewed for season 4. Although it's funny because they reported all these things before Discovery season 2 came out. That all the shows got commissioned and stuff. It's their way of promote. It's way of saying, we've got a new show coming out. Let's promote as if, because remember before Discovery season 2, Chris Pine was confirmed back in Star Trek 4. That was right around the same time because it pumps up
Yep.
interest. So they're confirming
And that,
season 4 without actually confirming it to get people interested to think Star Trek's doing well, so they'll watch Picard. So it probably will be, although a lower budget, I'm sure. Although, you know, or half season or something. But yeah, it's such a press move.
yeah, absolutely. We also have a check your PayPal, which I'm looking. There's nothing yet.
Yeah, they take a little while. I've got it up as well. I've got
Okay.
the direct thing.
But David Bessig, so we will get to your PayPal. Don't worry. Yoke. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say the name. David Bessig though throws in $5. I'm sorry, but they used fucking disco ships in the 24th century. I can't. You couldn't use 24th century ships. What? And that's my thoughts. Exactly. Have an Excelsior in there. Would have been fine because we know they're still using them in this TNG time. I know this is post Nemesis. Have a Star Trek Online ship. They gave us one in the comics. They gave us the Odyssey class as a, hey, look what you can expect. Maybe. No. Yeah, and then people are like, oh well, you know, with the evacuation of Romulus and tough times, they're pulling all the ships out of space or out of mothballs. I'm like, well, these ships never existed because we've seen 50 years of Trek and you know TNG, and we've never seen any of these ships until Discovery. Now they're being shoehorned.
You know, they might just go ahead, CBS, as a way of killing the fan base, is they might pay to remaster DS9 and actively swap ships, so redo the Dominion War, and just make over 3/4 of the ships Discovery era ships. Oh, did you really?
That's what I said last night when people were saying, well, you know, it's just tough times. They're pulling most ships out of mothballs. I'm like, so during the whole Dominion War, which is Prime Universe, Prime Timeline, those ships probably would have come in handy. Didn't see any of them in any of those battles.
Well, they're bigger than any other ship in the fleet. At least that.
Right?
Think about it. They're bigger than any. I mean, they're bigger than Galaxy classes. A lot of them.
Yeah.
Well, sort of. I mean, at least, yeah. But I mean, you know, seriously, they might just redo DS9 just to swap out ships. Because if they did remaster, TNG was faithful, but they could remaster DS9 and just swap out ships to be their ships, pay their own team, and now, well, look, they're in Discovery canon, they're in DS9 canon, and they're in Picard canon. Those ships always existed, and we paid a hefty price to put them in there. So fuck off, fans. Fuck off. Go suck a different dick.
Yeah, that's essentially what they're saying. 3 more super chats though. You guys are doing awesome tonight.
Super
chats. Jeff Jacobs puts in $2. 100 likes in under 15 minutes. Let's get our 150 hashtag make Jeff pay. 211 people now watching. That is fantastic, guys. Welcome to everyone that's new, and all the old regulars. And make sure you hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. David Bessig though throws in $2. I'm going to lose my goddamn mind. I mean, I already lost mine. It was fine.
And Michael Stark says, it's clear what you guys don't like about it, but is there anything you did like? I like the tone and how it may drive character Picard, who he meets when the show premieres. Obviously, you know, it's a very one-dimensional piece, so the one thing it wanted to do, it did well, and did the one thing well. I mean, it's all based around one simple concept, so if it didn't do that well, that'd be even worse.
It's got some good stuff in it. It's just overall as a piece for leading up to Picard, it's not great. Fat Produce puts in $5.
Thank you.
After seeing this, I'm more excited for the 1917 than Star Trek Picard. Weird how the First World War is less depressing than the state of Star Trek. I guess there's a new show coming out. Oh yeah, the movie. Is it a movie? 1917. Anyway, yeah, I've seen ads for it.
You know what's funny? Watching this now makes me think, I'm just waiting for Mandalorian season 2. And isn't that sad? I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, but now I'm like, this is not going to be a great show. I'll wait for the good show.
Yeah.
That's really depressing to me. But Stuart, let's do the actual review portion. The actual,
we got another super chat, though.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll get to that. E. Paris puts in $2. Had hope, then saw Utopia Planitia, no more hope. Yep. Perfect summation.
And Thribis points Orville. Oh yeah, fucking hell, Orville, obviously. Yeah. Obviously Orville, jeez.
They've been really under the weather, under the radar though. We haven't really heard much about it, so it's kind of like
making it.
Yeah, I know.
But so this short, overall, I'll go first this time. So you sort of did a half review, and so we'll see if there's anything left to say. This short was very odd. I liked that it was taking a different approach, but the fact there's only about 6 lines in the entire thing makes me realise that this is a short that fundamentally they said, right, we want to show a moment from Picard, Okay, that's the point. Right, how do we do that? Well, let's make it a short. Oh yeah, we can promote it as a Picard short. Yeah, people will pay money to us for all access to watch it. Great. Well, let's put the moment at the end, okay? But how do we frame that? Let's do kids finding it. Yeah? How long do we have to shoot it? 3 days. Okay, well, how long do we have to write it? We're filming tomorrow. Okay, tell you what, just think of this idea. We'll film it when we're there. Don't need to write in dialogue. And then we'll promote it as a Picard short. We'll get lots of press and money, but we don't actually need to produce anything of any substance. This thing has no substance at all. It's shockingly shallow. Like, this makes me appreciate, honestly, and even more, the Trouble with Edwards, which was, like, it had characters, it had story, it had pace, it had CG, it had nice space shot, it had great guest stars. Like, that was a whole package. This is no package. And the entire thing is just a lead-up to about 15 seconds at the end, which in itself is disappointing. And it's all reused shots from Picard, because you know they're going to do flashback horror like things. They're all just clips they've just nicked from the show. Nothing of that's absolutely made for the show. You know it isn't. So this thing is just a marketing ploy, Stuart. There's nothing here. It's just marketing. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
I agree with everything you just said.
Thank you, Stuart.
Did I cut out?
You did, but they understood what you're trying to say. Thank you, Stuart. Appreciate that. That was what I took away from that. And I was really excited about this one. I was like, oh, it could be really good.
Well, Tom Zeros 48 puts in $5.
Thank you.
The ship choice is deplorable, but I need to look forward to Picard, so I'll go along if there's at least some new Federation ships. Yeah, don't hold your breath on that, but maybe. And yeah, out of all of the Discovery fleet, they picked the ugliest non-Federation design.
So let's get into the actual short.
Yeah.
And as you guys know, you're doing great for Super Chats, but if you Super Chat, we have to read out what you say. So that's kind of the power in a Super Chat. Let us know, and we will... we have to stop and talk, but you guys can create and craft our conversation.
Yes. Oh, let's check PayPal real quick before we get into that, though. Let's just.
Or do you have anything else to add on the general like first review? Oh, okay, put it this way: were you so blinded, and it's fair to say blinded by the ship shot, that the rest of it kind of fell away in first viewing, or were you able to sort of put that in your mind and just enjoy it after that?
To be honest, I didn't really link the ship shot to Discovery right away. I'm like, oh, that's okay. And then I watched the rest of it, and then afterwards it sank in, and I got a few screenshots that one of our admins sent me, and I'm like, are you kidding? And I went back and yeah, sure enough, it was just. So I didn't enjoy it first view without really acknowledging the Discovery ships.
That's hilarious.
If you can believe that. Because yeah, it felt Discovery short Trekky.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, didn't even think about it until after the fact, and then it's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because it was just a Discovery short until it wasn't all of a sudden.
Yes. So we got our Super Chat from our PayPal, sorry.
Two actually.
Yoke. Yes. I only got one, but okay. He says, hey, great guys, great channel. I'm also pretty worried for Picard after seeing Children of Mars. I was pretty angry, same as the captain. Greetings from Holland. Greetings from Canada.
Hello.
But yes, and you read the other one because I don't have it yet. I'll show that here.
Timothy, $5 Canadian. I'll admit this short was beautifully shot, and I did enjoy the story of it. I've been bullied in the past, and I get that a lot of time it's acting out by people who feel powerless in life and take it out on people around them, especially with kids. It's mostly driven more than a decision. They come through reason. Both girls were probably rivals and were hurting from missing their parents and took it out on each other, only to bond over their planet's death. And great use of heroes, great every space-born CG shot though. God fucking damn it, CBS.
Mm-hmm. The whole short is an analogy for what CBS is doing to the fans. They're bullying us. They are literally bullying us and kicking the crap out of us, saying there's nothing we can do about it. And it's going to take an apocalypse and an act of desperation on CBS's part, much like the attack on Mars, for them to pay attention and realize that we need to bond.
We need to Last Jedi it. Or they need to Last Jedi it so that they can then see diminishing sales. You know, if there was such a way, you need to have it whereby as soon as Picard starts, you need to have this online petition that says everyone desubscribe from all access as soon as Picard starts. So when they expect a big subscriber base, everyone desubscribes. And it's like, so CBS executive, how are we doing for numbers? Sir, we're down 5 million. But the new Patrick Stewart show started last week. And we're down 5 million. Not up 5 million. No, down 5 million. What does this mean? And then a letter comes to the door, and it's like, you have failed this franchise. You've just lost out on what, 5 million times $10. You just missed out on $50 million this month. Every day until you keep Alex Kurtzman in charge, you'll lose 50 million a month.
It's like a ransom note.
Yeah, and you got 10 episodes. Do you really want to lose out? And then by the end of it, they're like, well, we didn't even remotely get our budget back. They need to purely be Last Jedi so that they can see that fans are the most important thing. You know, new fans are old, but fans.
Well, we got more super chats, which I'm going to read. The 239 of you here, guys, you guys are awesome. Hit that like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Come back and check us out.
And we hope you come back for actual full Picard reviews, because we are right there. And we definitely want to see you guys join in, because we are going to put so much fucking work into that. Doing reviews, breakdowns, sub things, little plot point videos. I mean, expect 1 to 2 videos a day. It's going to kill us, but it's worth it. Plus a live. Yeah.
We love doing that for you guys. Yeah. All right, so super chats. My big elephant-sized anus, which I had to say, puts in £5. What was the point in this? Good Trek adds something to their world, to the characters, the politics, whatever. This added nothing. Why? Yeah.
Well, it's a promotion for Picard. That's it. It was probably it's the lowest budget of all the shorts, because I mean, there's very little new. I mean, child actors are quite inexpensive. There's no dialogue, so most people count as either extras or whatever, because you pay people sometimes by line. It's literally probably the cheapest short out of all of them. It was definitely a last minute thing.
And it was, I think, representative of what Star Trek is doing or what CBS is doing to Star Trek. Just destroying it, like Utopia Planitia. Not only are they bullying us, which they conveyed in the short, but they're also destroying everything that we love. Anyway,
because we are optimistic. We are always trying to find the things. Even each episode of Discovery Season 2, we actually try to find where it could go and be positive, and then it would always disappoint us. So we're trying. We don't give in to that, but we only respond to what we're given, and that's them giving us, not us giving them. We could make better Trek than this. That's we would.
We will one day.
Maybe. Well, but hey, I do fan films. I make sure those guys are higher standard.
Try.
I really try.
Yeah. All right, lots of more super chats coming in, so keep it up, guys. We'll keep reading them. Matthew Faustini puts in $5. Lost all hope for Picard now. I agree with the commander. Just waiting for season 2 of Mando now.
And all of them. That's great. But if say I was maybe 85% excited for Picard. Say you were too. How much has that been lowered now because of this short, excitement-wise? Can you put a number on it? Can you sort of quantify the feeling there?
Yeah, down to 27% reserve power. As far as excitement. If I was at 85 before, now I'm down. I'm way down.
I think I'm under 50 now.
Oh, I definitely am, yeah.
Yeah.
I just got hit by a spread of torpedoes, and we're, the power's out.
Yep.
Chris Gwillem.
Thank you again.
£9.99. Roll on Picard and your first review. I think now we are screwed. We just have to enjoy Star Trek.
We'll still enjoy it, Stuart. We'll just call out where it has problematic things and tech problems.
Yeah, as I said last night, I mean, I'm still going to watch it if it's a good, like I said, if it's a good story and if it adds to the characters and keeps the characters consistent with what we saw in TNG and is good storytelling, I'll be on board for watching it. However, any visual effects, Discovery things, I'll just mentally put in another ship in my mind.
The fact that, for me, if they want to just Discovery all over it as a ships and designs, do that if you want, but don't have any of it as canon, visual canon. Like, nothing that you're seeing, add it to the... Don't make the Akudas right there in the dictionary. You know what I mean? Do whatever you want, just don't include that. Don't have us recycled thing. Just ignore it. If you're going to do that, then we should be allowed to ignore, and, like the D7 in Enterprise, just, it should not be included in the whole, because it's not built to be in the whole.
David Bassett throws in $2. I mean, at this point, we should just boycott Yeah, a lot of people have been saying that.
I mean, we're doing our bit by commenting the problems. I mean, you know, that's all we can do is just calling them out.
Yeah, yeah, we're trying, guys. But we're not totally negative either. So we need to, yeah. Fat Produce puts in $2. Is Trek dead? If Picard is bad, then perhaps it is. I mean, I said last night too. I always get excited when there's a new Discovery. I enjoy watching Discovery, but it's its own universe for me. It's separate, and
I,
so
I think if Picard is bad and it really just shits on old fans, the idea of fan base loyalty will be dead. That people will not just follow to the next Trek property. They will then have to then market their new shows to non-Trek fans and to only fans of new Trek. You will not get the old fans coming back, and you're going to lose a huge percentage of your audience who've actually been the ones that have been, you know, a 50-year-old more likely to buy 17 toys than a 21-year-old that likes JJ. So you're losing most of your really valuable base that are teaching their kids. And my dad was a big fan. I now buy things because he's a fan. Yes, my friend down the road isn't a fan. His dad wasn't either. But, they will hurt that irreparably.
yeah. Prime 1351
Hey, that's
4.99. Synths. Could this refer to holograms as well as androids? Maybe the Doctor was feeling underappreciated. Could be. Again, we'll talk about that when we get to that part in the review.
And Crazy Dentisto TV. What happened to Pacific 201? Well, Eric Henry is still busy at work. He just does a lot of other YouTube stuff now. More that than his own film. But as someone who had a project for 5 years, you burn out on it because it's just there's a billion things to do. So he does other stuff around it. But I mean, he does great work. It's already been filmed. It's been edited. It's just all VFX and he's trying to simplify them and make it look good. So yeah. Coming.
Total Random Reviews puts in $5 Canadian. It honestly feels like they're trying to purge the fandom of Prime Trek fans. Why are they doing this? Why are they trying to alienate us so much? That's a very good question, and I do not know the answer.
And the fact is, this sort of big, massive goof didn't have to be done. There's no reason for it. They made a choice to do it. You know what I mean? It's a choice. And so therefore, that's what it really tells you. There's a choice.
Yeah, because as I said from the beginning, when Picard was announced, the people that didn't like Discovery were hardcore Trek fans. So when Picard came out, I said, keep Picard separate and distinct from Discovery. Make it a continuation of TNG. Don't reference Discovery. Don't talk about it. Don't have the same visual style.
Yep.
Bring those fans back. Have the people that like Discovery. That's fine. They'll probably hop onto Picard as well. But bring the old fans back with Picard. And they have just shit all over that. So, whatever.
And sorry, Dan23. Bear with us. Lower the resolution, maybe.
Yeah. Chris Ashton puts in £2.
Thank you.
Heartbroken. There are no lights. I love that.
Yeah. And just off the Dan's internet problems, Stuart goes away for a second. Oh, he's got a nice face, though. And guys, I have got some graphs when we get to that in a minute. Because I will, I have to go the extra mile. See, look at my pretty graphs. To show things you guys might not have even noticed within the shot. Let me undo that for a second and see if he will call me back any second. But yes, there's the thing. There's the thing. The depressing thing is lost potential. The post-Voyager Trek series with a huge ass budget, and this is the shit we get. Oh goodness. On speakers. That's weird. Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, where'd you lose me?
Well, I was sort of trying to vamp, so I lost track of where.
Okay, well, I'll just start where I think I
Okay. Yeah.
Zeraxis, $2. I sent you guys a PayPal, I think, and I have
Yes,
it here.
it's very long. So
Matthew, it is long. Do you want me to read it or not?
I would burn through the rest of the super chats quickly, and then we'll get to his big one. Just to be fair.
Okay. Perfect. That's actually perfect.
Yeah.
Fat Produce puts in $5.
Thank you.
CBS shot all of our fans with a T, very on T disruptor. with all the TNG canon breaking crap in this short trek, it's just super disrespectful to the fans.
But it's also probably a good thing because it's setting our expectations. It's like, here, watch this, so that we are. It's like the trailer that for Discovery, all the visual things that were just wrong. If we'd see them day one, it'd be like, oh, the fuck is this? But because we had to analyze it for a few weeks, it was like, well, it's not going to be Star Trek. So this is probably a good thing. We're now expecting it. It'll probably help, actually.
Chris Gwillem
There you go.
puts in £9.99.
Wow,
Thank you very
thank
much. No way I watch and find something to love in all. No way I watched and find something to love in all Trek. As do we. Like I said, I enjoyed Discovery for a lot of different reasons.
Just not the Trek reasons.
It's not really the Trek reasons.
Yeah.
Just compartmentalize it in your head that it's a separate thing.
Yep. Exactly.
Prime. Oh, hold on. Whatever you. This 22-year-old refuses to buy Discovery merchandise. There you go.
Yeah.
Stanlow Crickets puts in, or 888 puts in $4.99.
It's a great one.
Are there legal technical issues to obtain and use CG models from TNG, Voyager, DS9, and movies, ILM, First Contact, for CBS Picard? How hard to convert to their effects?
Stuart, easy.
I know.
Easy, easy, easy. Easier than you think. That was their choice, and I'll get into that when I have my mini rant, because obviously I'll talk in the CG side of it. As you can see on the screen, I've got a direct comparison between one of the many lazy pieces of shit. Continue, Stuart. Both for Super Chats, I'll do the long one.
Yeah, I checked the audio again, Samuel. It looks like some people are having...
Oh, did it reset because you went off?
Probably.
Ah, boo. Okay. Okay, well.
We will check it, guys.
That is Skype doing this. That's very strange. Because you sound exactly the same to me.
Yeah, you sound perfect to me too.
Well, at least people are on the ball and letting us know. Right, let's have a look then. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
I'm still here too. It's just talking, and he's going to check out the audio levels and fix them on OBS as needed. Sorry about that, guys. Is it better now? I hope it's better now. Hopefully that has fixed everything.
Yeah, you're just a little bit lower than me. You just went down a little bit. Not a lot.
Okay. Fat Produce puts in $2. The CBS suits had a bad case of head up their ass. That's a good way to put it, yeah. I think I've got there's one last one here, and that is right there. Richard Kennedy puts in £10.
Thank you.
Liked the visuals and acting, hated the ships, and really hope they are keeping the Picard era ships super secret until the first episode. Wishful thinking, like a placeholder in the trailer for the shuttle. I know it's wishful thinking, but using the Discovery ship is so obviously stupid. It's obviously stupid to all of us, but other people have glazed it over and they just don't care. A lot of people have said they're kind of indifferent to it, like they just kind of given up on that right at this point. So they did enjoy the short, just overlooking that.
And that just shows CBS has beaten them down, that they can throw whatever. That's the saddest thing. Whereas in TNG, if they had used TOS ships in Nemesis, you'd be like, that's a bit weird. I don't think that should be there. And there is flying foreign quantums. You're like, I mean, let's maybe not use that. Maybe at least use, an Excelsior refit. That I can get, Right, all right, Stuart, do the long super chat. There you go. Now, or the long paper.
We got another super chat.
Okay, quickly.
Stephen W. Fathry puts in $5.
Thank you.
We are getting the TOS Bird of Prey and accurate uniforms in flashbacks, dreams, so I'm hoping the show does better than this short did. But that damn shuttle.
Well, the TOS Bird is obviously a modernized version, so that's them being cheeky. But I mean, the uniforms, yeah. But the uniforms they can just buy.
Yeah.
Or have in stock. And I'm sure Patrick might be like, this isn't my old uniform. No, Patrick, remember, we're a reboot. Oh, right. Whereas Ships, he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't know. So he probably put his foot down for uniforms. Like, I want my actual uniform, please. If I'm doing it right. Whereas the other things, he's not even being told. I mean, he won't see these shots until the premiere. Why would he? You know.
Yeah. And BG2893 puts in €2.
Thank you.
What is your personal opinion about Alex Kurtzman? Moving on.
Well, he's been in very few quality projects. He keeps managing to get big projects, and he doesn't do well in them. And it's amazing he keeps getting hired because his track record is terrible. It's terrible.
That's my thoughts exactly.
I don't understand. He's a like he's one of the least successful people in Hollywood. If you obviously there's the blowout, but for those that keep getting success of things, he's one of the ones that keeps failing at them. Yeah. Whereas look at Jon Favreau, and now he's got Mandalorian. Like all he needs one person to really take it in a direction who gets it. Look at Simon Pegg writing Beyond. It was a good script. Give it to someone who knows what he's doing. Right, long one, Stuart. Go.
We got Fat Produce, $5.
Okay.
The problem is a lot of Hollywood live in a bubble when producing for these franchises. The same thing happened with the latest Star Wars trilogy. Well, the thing that I don't understand about that is there's such a thing as social media now. It's very easy to gauge your fan reaction immediately upon release of something. We certainly keep our nose to Twitter and things and find out what people are thinking. I don't understand why they refuse to listen to us, but there's that. All right, now let's get to that PayPal from Matthew. It's a long one, so here we go.
Okay.
Hope this was sent in right. So these are my thoughts on the short from last night that can be applied to a lot of stuff in general. One, I'd first like to say that I do like that we're getting new live action Trek series. More than one now. That's good. But two, I can't help but think that there isn't a lot of thought going into the logic of the universe. Not only do the writers seem to lack knowledge of the universe, which is essential to any writer writing for a franchise, they don't seem to be particularly good writers. Discovery, many of the shorts, and I predict Picard as well, work only as long as you accept an enormous amount of contrivances. Characters are written in a way that guarantees unnecessary melodrama and storylines and are set to create hype and profit off of plot twists. This creates an unbelievable universe with an unbelievable and unrelatable cast. This extends to this short as well. The story that was proposed could have been vastly more interesting, but at only 7-ish minutes runtime, there was no way to generate a believable relationship between the two main characters in the short. In addition, alternate but very similar storylines would have set a better message and would have fit better into a short story. 3. Discovery, Picard, and the short's visual styles have been all over the place. You have to consider the comic book canon at least for the moment, as it's a direct prequel to the Picard series. However, the lighting and visual style, color grading, etc. has varied greatly between the different seasons so far. We've moved between extremely dark lit short shots of a bronze ship to larger and more interesting shots of the Discovery herself along with the Enterprise. But despite the more metallic color scheme, the Enterprise simply doesn't fit the Discovery aesthetic as it's designed to please fans and so modeled after the Constitution class. But still attempts to fuse itself into the Discovery general style and so looks odd all around in practice. Then the comic for Picard comes out with an Odyssey, which is what a post-TNG era show should look like. And now the short comes along with clearer shots, but still with Discovery-style ships. The only constant thing I've seen is that the design team does not understand good design or lighting or scene framing. It is absolutely salvageable. Is it absolutely salvageable bad? No, but for a large-budget modern show, decent standards are expected, and adherence to the meaning of Star Trek is also expected. Trek has always been an optimistic take of the future. That is one of the few things Discovery has constantly not been, and it's what has been the saving grace of the shorts, as most of them have been vastly more positive messages. Next, the team behind Discovery, Picard, and shorts seems to ultimately suffer from what I like to call Battlestar Galactica syndrome, more specifically a large quantity of melodrama and shorter, more action-oriented shots designed to provoke artificial anxiety by overloading the senses with the characters, written in such a way to create melodrama. Essentially, it's horror movie syndrome, but applied to a genre, and in this case, a franchise that requires the exact opposite to work. It's a trend in movies and television that I don't see them stopping soon, but they should, because it's going to kill the franchise for a long time. Thank you, Matthew. That was a lot.
And it was good, thank you. Well off getting through it all, Stuart. As long as I thought, but yeah. Thank you.
More super chats came in. We're doing that,
Okay.
though. Michael Anderson puts in 50 sec. I'm not sure what that is, but thank you. I hate to say this, but I really miss Rick Berman and Brandon Braga being in charge of Trek. Hashtag bringing back Berman and Braga. Why do you hate to say that? I think they did a good job.
$5.30 roughly. Thank you.
Nice. Richard Kennedy puts in £1.99. The second ship there looks good as an updated TOS era. Okay. And Eugene puts in 250 rubles. Step-by-step alternative license hypothesis transforms from French conspiracy into the only sane explanation.
But now they're one company, so they would now be able to, even if they had to license things out during pre-production, if they now own each other, they could redo the VFX during production. You know what I mean? They should, if that was the case, you should delay it by a month and then redo some of the VFX to replace ship models. But Stuart, after that tremendous extravagancy, and you guys, we've had some not great months income-wise, and that was more than like many lives put together, so that was incredible. Thank you guys, and we hope that you do join us back in for Picard, because we will rely on that. And so it starts off with Girl 1.
You know what it starts off with, honestly, is another PayPal from Jarzia.
Okay.
Sorry. I'll admit this. I'll admit the short was beautifully shot. Oh, well, I think we've read that one already.
The thing is, I could shoot the short this nicely if you give me a good camera. Like, these are actually shots I would do, ironically. This is very much my style of cinema, or at least if I was given this thing. That's why I kind of see it as a student thing, because I still think of myself as a younger filmmaker, which I am, but like this is very much like I would shoot it. Which is kind of funny. Just do the CG stuff. Well, I'm not going to say that.
Anyway, so Jarzia, he did send another one, $5. My take is this: new casual fans will watch as long as it's interesting. They don't care about the aesthetics of the show, so you might as well pander to old fans in that regard, because it's a win-win with old and new fans being happy. The new Lost in Space modernizes, but does seem to respect the old show's aesthetic. If next season we get new Saturn ships that look like something out of Mass Effect, I wouldn't care either way, but fans of the original would feel like they were being shit on. I'll watch either way as a casual fan, so why piss off old fans? All right, so let's just get into it. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. 283 of you. Everybody hit like.
Yeah.
All right, so 47 minutes in, we're starting our review.
So it starts with Alien Girl 1.
Kima, I think is her name.
Excellent. And I love the makeup. It's a wonderful Voyager-esque, just enough and just a little. This is a great look. Simple, effective, great. Perfect.
And James Etherson puts in £2. End of the day, there's no Trek fans making new Trek.
Yes.
And Good Tea Nice House puts in $13.99 Canadian.
Thank you.
The crazy optimist in me likes to believe it is likely the 320th or 325th anniversary of First Contact Day. And they were just getting ready for the parade of ships at Utopia Planitia. I'm reaching. Even if that's the case, the ships never existed and never were seen in the Dominion War or anything, so they're not prime time ships.
I've heard that theory a lot, and if there was explicit dialogue on screen saying the parade of ships will begin soon as a way of using old assets, you're like, oh, that's a cheeky little, you know, it's cheeky, but I get it. But no, that's not her. Anyway, so the lady, the girl, her mum works at Utopia Planitia, and she's an alien whose tongue is long. And that's her entire development as a character, pretty much. But she loves her mum, and that makes her relatable.
Yes. And Totally Random Reviews puts in $10 Canadian. Sorry for interrupting you, Samuel.
That's okay.
If this is an accurate representation...
I'm just going to go pee then, because you're probably getting a lot in between as well. So.
Yeah. Of what to expect for Picard, then I will just go back to rewatching all of Trek every year. Yes, it is excessive, but at least it's real Trek. Exactly. And you got to keep in mind, too, that just because they're making Trek you're not very, very much a fan of, it's not taking away from all the hours and multiple series and episodes of enjoyment that we have as backlog. So it's not going anywhere. It's not like when they create a bad show that, they take one of the old shows and delete it from history. It's not the case. So keep that in mind, guys. But yeah, you guys have been fantastic with the super chats and everything. It is blowing up out there. So thank you guys so much for the support. Hopefully we'll get through this within the next 5 hours. Usually our short trek reviews are like an hour. This has been great though. 288 of you here. Everybody make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and that you hit that like button. Let's get those likes through the roof. And make sure that your subscribe button is not red. Prime 1351 puts in $1.99. Seems like the old sci-fi giants are dying off. Yeah, but a lot of them come back around. Like Lost in Space is a great example. You had the Lost in Space original, then they had the movie, which a lot of people didn't like. I personally like the movie. It's kind of a guilty pleasure of mine. And so because of that backlash, they didn't make a sequel like they were going to. And eventually it rolls around now that now Netflix has the Lost in Space series again, staying true to kind of the original vision. I think that'll happen here in this case as well. So hopefully that's the case. Jeff Jacobs throws in $2, 161 likes, again at 200, hashtag make Jeff pay. I can't believe we have 290 people watching. We don't have 200 likes yet. Just guys, while Samuel is away from the computer for a second, just everybody hit that like button. Let's get the likes up so that when he gets here, you know, he can see all the new likes that we got. Hit the like button. It's a little thumbs up thing. Hit it. Chris Ashton puts in £2. Even a Horgon wouldn't get that Mage class. Oh, that's funny. I love that one. That's actually pretty great.
Hello.
Because yeah, it is the ugliest ship in all of the Discovery fleet. Hello. We've had a few super chats since you left, so.
Did you read the regular chat too?
I was trying. Didn't have a lot of time, so why did I miss something?
Yep.
Oh. Well, tell me.
Power 543. I love the dry dock scene.
Oh.
And then James Roberts, crazy that Power 543 isn't a mod. Dan 23. So you like 23rd century looking ships? That was me. Hope you read it and stir, but that's okay. So Stuart, what do you think of this intro then? Because we're 12 seconds into the episode, we're pre-dry dock. So first impression pre-dry dock.
Oh, I think Chris Gwillim put in a £4.99 super chat. Right. Go, Captain. When's the next Captain's Log? I'm not sure. I was contemplating that today, but soon. All right. So what am I talking about now? What are you asking me?
Well, it starts off with, you know, the relatable lady. It's, you know, Toby Quenisha. She's an engineer, alien, yay. Just the first 10 seconds before the dry dock is all. Before we get to the dry dock, because then we're gonna get to the dry dock.
I mean, it's all right. It kind of sets an interesting vibe, I guess. But then Totally Random Reviews comes in and puts in $5. LOL, last one, I promise.
Well,
don't make it the last one.
Don't promise.
Just blew through my Trekyards budget. Wanted to say bye. I have to head back to work. Bridge crew this weekend. Oh, it's Plaidman. Hey, it's Plaidman. Yeah, he's my helmsman. Yes, we'll play this weekend. Thank you for joining us, and thank you very much. So, see you later.
Jaloja. Okay, thanks.
And Devin Larson puts in $2. Hey, Cap. Hey, Sam.
Hello.
Please keep being awesome.
We will try.
I mean, we will try. It is hard to maintain this level of awesomeness, but.
Okay, so then the next shot.
Oh, yeah.
Now we hit the dry dock. Now take me through what happened. Oh no, you said you didn't even notice it. So that's a bit of a not even a relevant question, is it really?
Well, I noticed a ship that looked like the Ares.
Okay.
I was like, wow, that's reaching.
It's bold.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't notice it. I noticed it first time, but I just glazed it over because I don't know why.
Your brain couldn't take it in.
Maybe my brain was like, this doesn't make any sense.
So my first, like I say, I swapped because I was like, okay, well this is obviously Discovery era. Like, no, hands down, it's obviously a clever prequel where it's gonna be linking in, blah blah blah. So instantly, I couldn't be as pissed off as I was later because obviously it's not Discovery. And I'll say this CGI looks nice. I give them credit. It's nicely lit. It's bright. It's open. You know, if this is the quality of CGI we get in Picard, it will look nice and has a nice sense of scale to it. But the problem is this entire sequence has so many levels of wrong. it's remarkably wrong. Like, it's not just a little bit cheap wrong, it's remarkably wrong. Like, how the hell?
That's like an NX era dry dock, first of all. Doesn't look advanced. Yeah. Then 2 of those Magi, whatever the hell ships they're called, and 2 of the other one, I can't even.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even think of the other class name for those ones. I don't even know.
So I did do a breakdown, as you can imagine, Stuart.
Yes, you always do.
Because this scene is worse than you think. But my question, honestly, is to the team. So this scene, I thought was lovely. I thought it looked lovely. It was actually well paced, good shots, great. But the fact is, this had to be pitched, had to go to animators. Animators had to go to not 3 modelers, it was all existing models, but had to be lit, had to be prevised, had the director had to see it, had to approve it, timings, editor had to see it, the director had to see it to final, and then CBS had to approve it in the final. All of these people knew this scene was wrong. 100% wrong. Not a little bit,
right.
Not cheeky, was wrong. Every single person did not... That's a lot of people that actively allowed an incredibly serious problem in a brand new 2020 short. This isn't like 40 years ago Reza model. This was released like yesterday. This was like... How does CBS, who are Canon police, who don't like fan films or do whatever, and they let this through? Like, this is the least Canon thing they've done for ages. How does it get through all those lines of defense?
But Samuel,
what?
It's not like we've ever seen Utopia Planitia before, so no one would know what it looked like.
But I have pictures of it.
I know you do, because we have seen it before. That's what I'm saying. And it was only a few years prior to this that we saw it.
Devon Lawson, hey Cap Sam, real quick, STLV 2020?
Maybe. Who knows?
Don't know. So
would love to.
Yeah. So when you start breaking down this sequence, it actually is worse than you think. But like I said, it's a nice shot. And if this was in a Discovery episode, legit lovely. Like, legit, this is great. This is better than a lot of Discovery CG, I'll be honest with you, right? So it scrolls in, and then it cuts. There's 2 distinct angles here, right? It's not as if they did one they had. There's 2 distinct angles and a lot of motion. First of all, the dry dock is just the same one from the end of Season 2. It's just the one they put the Enterprise in. So that's the first reuse. It's just that dry dock again. So
the dry docks don't evolve over however many years. That's
so
great.
It's already a minimum 130-something-year-old dry dock. Minimum. So that was the first lazy, one-for-one, didn't touch it at all. So that's the first lazy thing. Now, yes, some dry docks could exist, but you would assume to design the newer ships, you'd have newer dry docks, not keep dry docks that are a very, very old thing, especially with all the new stuff. And we see dry docks in Nemesis and such, and ones later on. So this thing would not exist. You can't argue it. It doesn't work. End of story. And that's the first level. So the dry dock is wrong. Although, if it was... Like, it's still a nice design. It just doesn't work in the era. It's too primitive, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first thing. They just reuse that dry dock asset. Then, of course, obviously, you've got the McGee class, which, as we know, is over 130 years old. And again, they didn't actually change the model at all. Not at all. Not a darn sausage. It's just a completely JJ... Not JJ. Wow, slip of the Freudian slip there. It's just a complete Discovery-verse ship. No swaps, no tweaks, same windows, same glows, same engines, nothing different. So they didn't even fake it with red and blue glows. Didn't even fake it. It's just 100% Discovery era. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Which in itself is a problem.
Do you want me to read the 2 super chats real quick?
I would love you to.
Okay. Zeraxis puts in $2. A shame they didn't even change the color.
Yep. And
Chris Gwillem puts in £4.99.
Thank you.
They done ya. Old ships decommissioned on one side, new ships on the other. Fingers crossed.
But the problem is, they still make a direct... Like, this isn't a shot. This isn't a documentary. They designed and built this shot. This isn't here to tell you This isn't here to tell you It's a museum shot. This shot, in the context of what we're seeing, it tells us these are ships being built in modern day dry docks. You can't add all these extra nuances to it when they're telling you this exact what it is. Like, you're adding stuff that you are, forcing in because this is clearly not in the scene.
Yeah, and people are saying museum. No. No.
Well, why would they cut to Tokyo Museum? That isn't part of the story. Why would that be a thing? Why would you cut to? That's not relevant. So why are you reaching to a museum? They should have said museum. They could have made it make sense. And there's other reasons why museums don't make sense either. So the second ship, Stuart, as graphics here, is a ship that was in one shot of Discovery, and will be an Eagle Moss model, because of course it will.
Yeah.
This ship is the tug ship that pulled the Enterprise when it was disabled in Season 2, Episode 1.
Well, at least that makes sense in some kind of dockyard facility, so that's fine.
Sure. And you can see Ben from Eagle Moss released a internal memo thing that showed how it was a kit bash of Shinjo and Clark and stuff. So it's the least known ship because it was in shot once out of focus. But again, completely unchanged. Like, not a darn sausage, even so much as the Bassards are still the red and, completely unchanged. So that's the next thing. So now got 2 Discovery era ships, completely unchanged, right? Nothing different. Let's go one step further. Sorry.
Tom Zeros 48 puts in $2 Canadian. What if it's an unused shot from Discovery? Hey, I would totally buy that.
Problem is, I'd rather just not include it.
Yeah.
Like, they could just not include it and be better.
Yeah.
They fucked themselves here, and they didn't need to.
Mm-hmm.
So the next problem, though, Stuart, is that there were work bees flying around the entire scene. Guess which work bees they were, Stuart, in the Picard era?
Oh, you're kidding me.
Oh, you didn't notice, did you?
Nope.
So not only do we have 2 capital ships of Discovery era...
There it is. I see it now.
Completely unchanged. And a dry dock, completely unchanged. We also have work bees actively flying around, doing repairs or building, which are also Discovery era work bees.
It's worse than we thought.
This is what I mean. I looked at it. So now, for some reason, Utopia Planitia, which has long since moved away from this work bee, and even the yellow work bee of TMP, which uses silver work bees now, as you see in Nemesis, for some reason, 10 years later, they're now using a 150-year-old work bee design, because fuck it. Why not? And the thing is, right, these work bees have to be hand animated in the scene. They were put in, these are all extra details that took time, money, and effort. And you know how simple the work bee from TNG is? How it's just a triangle box, right? Mm-hmm. How long do you think it would take to build by a good modeler?
3 hours.
Yeah, afternoon. So there is no excuse for using this work bee. That shows why it's not a museum or decommissioning, because they're actively using 5 generations old work bees, which have never been seen used in any facility ever since. And we've seen multiple stations, all of which use normal work bees. So this, straight away, it takes it out of the equation. It has to be a reuse from a Discovery episode or a massive fuck you, because there is no reason for this at all. And what are the people saying?
Zeraxis puts in $5.
Okay.
So much of this would be a non-issue if they hadn't tried to update Discovery's style so far, but they did, and now they're trying to pass it off as new.
Yeah. Although this work bee would still be incredibly inappropriate for post TNG. This is not an evolution post. This is an evolution between.
Yeah, and even the shuttles are obviously Discovery shuttles as well. There's nothing even movie era. There's nothing even. People say they could use old ships still. Yeah, but where's the travel pods? Where's all the stuff we saw in the movies?
So the next picture, because now we've ascertained they are reusing the dry dock from Discovery, the Clark, or the 2 ships from Discovery, work bees from Discovery. They also have Discovery shuttles, completely unaltered, flying around into Planitia over 150 years later. Not kit bash for the school bus, the exact same shuttle. So clearly not a museum, not old stock, because this is the fucking place that builds stock. They wouldn't be using that old stuff. And they're flying around, and there's many ships flying around. Many, many shuttles.
Yeah, this would be state-of-the-art stuff everywhere.
It would. So this is now...
Zeraxis puts in $2. Sam, that time with textures or without?
I mean, it doesn't matter. It's such a better. I mean, the way you see them in this, the way you see the shuttle work bees, that's the best one I could find, and it's a blurry out of focus. I mean, you could make it. You could put a slap on an easy texture. I mean, 4 hours with texturing, but it's not hero shot, so it wouldn't need to be much. I mean, you could use the same asset from Voyager from 25 years ago and it still hold up in these shots. So now you've got 5 things from Discovery, all in the same shot.
Yep.
The only thing that isn't from Discovery is Mars. Everything else in the scene is from Discovery. Every single element. Not changed, not tweaked, not reverse engineered, not kit bashed, fucking thrown in. And you're telling me it's Picard era. Completely unchanged. Boy, that fucks with Canon. Boy, that fucks with Canon.
Yeah.
But this is what it should look like, Stuart, Utopia Panisha.
Yeah.
In Voyager, we see different dry docks, different star bases, a plethora of ships that all were post or TNG, and the classic work bees. And none of that is present here.
Yeah.
That wasn't that long
it's just
ago, really.
It's just like it's an unused shot from Discovery that they just couldn't fit into one of the other shorts. So like, hey, we'll just use that.
Then just don't use it. Put on the Blu-ray. Why would
I know.
You know.
Especially goodwill leading up to your new series.
Yep.
They shot themselves in the foot. Richard Kennedy puts in £4.99. I'm convincing myself. I'm convincing myself that these won't be in Picard. There is no way. It's just a blatant mistake. Not enough care for a short. No way for Picard. Stupid. Well, that's wishful thinking for sure.
And Ian McDonnelly says, "Man, no one hates Trek more than Trek fans. Haha. The shot of the ships wasn't the focus of the episode. No, but it's a symbol. It tells you everything you need to know about the vibe and the appeal behind it. That's the point. It's a symbol. You know."
Yep. Prime 1351 puts in 199. What did they spend that budget on? His likeness. Eugene puts in 250 rubles. Pretty sure even Mars is actually some other planet from Discovery. That was cheeky. Fleet Paw Swiftback puts in $1.99. I'm sad to see all the Discovery stuff in post-Voyager era, as we all are. And Gestrel 1980 puts in $5. Hold your breath. We are about to let down. Hold your breath. We are about to let down and hate Picard. Another reboot letdown.
Ian McDonnelly. Almost definitely a reused shot. Why the fuck would they spend a huge amount of VFX budget on a 6-minute episode? Why the fuck would they spend a huge amount of money on a 12-minute episode where they built 3 new CG shots and multiple sets? And why the fuck they spend money last time doing a CG engineering for 3 shots? That was out of focus. And this is a very complicated shot. They have a lot of stuff going on. This took time to make. And this is not a reused shot because nothing in the season would warrant this. Nothing. So it's not a reused shot.
Yeah. David Bessig, $2. I am consumed by my rage and disappointment.
Yeah.
Yes. Philip Ingram puts in €10. Sam is so on point. You both need to offer your services to the production team to not fuck it up. We've offered. But yeah. David Bessig, $2. This is the dark side of Trekkiness. Yeah, I'm disenfranchised. I've balls. I really do. And the anger is actually rising again because I didn't realize there was so much going on here.
Yeah, I saw everything in the first pass and I was like, oh, damn. But it's a beautiful shot. I really like the shot. It's nicely done. And in fact, they make the Discovery ships look better than Discovery. Like, that McGee looks better here than ever in Discovery. I mean, would you agree? It's weird, but it looks good.
I would absolutely agree.
And what's sad...
The McGee... What the hell's the name of the ship again? The McGee. It was in the Trouble with Edward, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this could have been put in the beginning of that as showing the launch of the ship or something because it was a new captain. That would have been cool. But, yeah. Edwin Champeau puts in 99 cents. Thank you very much.
Every dollar does help. Thank you.
And Noah Berryman puts in $2. Old ship out of mothballs to transport Romulan refugees. Again, no. Um, they would have used these ships in the Dominion War as well. Plus, we've seen 50 years of Star Trek history. We've never seen these ships. They're just since Discovery. These don't exist in the prime timeline. So saying it's a museum or getting ready for a parade or helping with the Romulan, no.
And it seems a bit coincidental that they happen to pull Discovery assets out of Mothball. Why do they have so? Why was everything in the Discovery era decommissioned and not ever used again to then be recommissioned all at the same time for the Romulan incursion thing? So you're telling me that they had all these work bees, which they're easy to build. They all happen to be waiting to be recommissioned just for this thing. No, they would just build new work bees in a couple of days that could do more and quicker. And they wouldn't use shuttles because they have thousands of Type 6s.
Yeah.
But there's also this shot as they pan down, and you can see the tug has a full bridge window too. So a bridge window still exists. Just want to point that out. Full bridge window. Just want to show that off. So now we've got a bridge window confirmed in Picard.
It just made it even matter. Thanks.
Yeah.
Fat Produce puts in $2. Modern Trek is an exercise in mismanagement. Yeah, absolutely. Philip Ingram puts in €10. When we are disenfranchised. What the actual fuck? Okay. Zeraxis puts in $5. Literally disenfranchising a large portion of your fan base sounds like a great way to make money and definitely not eventually losing your licensing. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I just don't even know what to say anymore.
Well, 327 people watching and 199 likes.
Love you guys. Everybody hit like. Come on, we can get those likes up to over like 250 easily. And make sure you're all subscribed because we're going to be breaking down Picard episodes in 2 weeks.
Same detail. When they break a law of canon, they will. And you know what the sad thing is, apart from everything? If they had just taken this McGee and stripped out the two, like, side things and, like, put in Enterprise E cells and the same for the ship, you'd be like, oh, that's weird. Kitbash Discovery TNG ships. Bit lazy, but okay.
This they look area appropriate.
Yeah, that like they could have saved it. And the work bees. Oh, the last thing I want to talk about this thing specifically about the reuse of assets, because people have said they ran out of money. Or these shots, there's two shots. They're very common. These are expensive shots. The fact is, Eagle Moss has every single ship in canon, either created new or from the show.
Yeah.
And CBS owns them all, and it's one email away. So all the VFX team had to do to get an Akira class was email Ben. Ben would email Fabio. Fabio would send an FBX. The team would convert it in an afternoon. They'd put it in the scene. They'd light it, and you have an Akira class. The work bee, you'd ask Ben, who'd ask Tobias. Tobias would give them his one in an FBX of the Maya file because he made him Maya. They'd have work bees the same day. If you want to have a shuttle, same thing. You ask Fabio. Fabio made a Type 11 for Eagle Moss. Same day you could have the FBXs, convert it another day, boom, you've got them. These assets are right there. Right there. Pre-built, little conversion.
Ready to go.
Ready to go. And also they're easy to build if you want to build them. And they should already be in the show in like there should be a work bee somewhere in Picard. They should already have a new work bee in stock. Like a TNG work bee high poly model. It's already been built for the show. Somewhere, you know? So there's no sense of they ran out of money. There's no sense of that. It's just purely design. Because this should be an Akira and an Excelsior refit. You know?
Mm-hmm. BG2893 puts in €2. Maybe that's why the Okudas never talk about Star Trek Discovery. Well, yeah. Let's see.
Are we done?
We're not done yet. David Bessick puts in $5. Using Red Letter Media, Rich Evans' voice. Yep. We don't need any, more classic ship designs. We got Stingray death ships and disco poop now. Yeah.
Oh wow, Ian Donnelly. I don't think Sam understands how VFX works. Thinking this gets done in an afternoon. This is cute.
Wow.
Ian, you do know I work for VFX as part of my job. That I'm a VFX supervisor on 5 fan films, and I worked on like 13 last year. I do Trekyards VFX for 5 years. I've worked for multiple other professional projects as VFX. and I know talented people who are more talented than me, and I know how long it takes to do things, and I know the quality of models, and I know what you need at a distance. Have you done VFX for the last 6 years? Have you worked with these people? I know exactly how long these things take. Exactly how long. If you give them to the right people. Wrong people, sure, but I'm saying the right people. But I know right people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So no.
Yeah, we know some of the best right people in the business.
So no. Thank you very much. That's the worst thing you could say.
Shane Ackery puts in $5. Remembering when watching Star Trek was fun. Remember when watching Star Trek was fun. Yeah. Jeff Jacobs puts in $2.12. 212 likes. Awesome. Glad we know it's for the guys. Thank you very much. 335 of you here now, guys. Please hit like if you haven't already. And don't forget to subscribe.
And Sean Parkinson, guys, why are you so bitter? Just calling out mistakes they're making in a show that came out yesterday.
Did you watch the rest of this live so you know? Because we've broken it down pretty much.
Yes, they made mistake after mistake, and we're calling them out for it. Because it would have been better if they hadn't have had any shuttles or work bees. They added more problems, you know. But yes, then we introduced Stuart in minute 1 to the girl, the human girl, whose whose dad is on the station, but he can't come back.
He's too busy to get back to Earth this year. He says, like, there's no transporters that you can just pop by for a minute and.
And Stuart, did you notice behind him there are Discovery Era work bees?
I did not.
So in a secondary shot, they also chose to put money into putting work bees into a shot from Discovery. So they're not just in one. They're subtle, but you can see them. Just to point that out, guys. The movie things are work bees from Discovery.
They make it seem like the trip to Mars takes months. It would literally take minutes or just instantaneous with a transporter at this point. So for him to say, "Oh, I can't make it back. We're too busy, honey. I won't be able to make it back this year." What?
It's
you
amazing.
Think he would live on Earth and beam to work?
I mean, it's amazing how in the universe of Discovery, where you can go from Vulcan to Earth in like 1 second, that somehow, you know, when they've made distances so much shorter, they've now made distances in our solar system much larger.
Yes.
Like, I get the idea that they're so busy building, and that might be the context to the Romulan stuff. We have no idea. Like, there's no context this short at all. So they're just building stuff. And they imply it's every day, so it's weird they couldn't go back in a year. And I, as a fan of TNG, I would be fine saying by this point, they've perfected interplanet beaming in our solar system. And that's a bit of a stretch.
With some relay stations and stuff,
Yeah,
maybe.
But I mean, to a person, it feels like interplanetary beaming. Like, the tech now exists, you can just beam between your planets. Maybe not to, like, Pluto, but I mean, like, between a planet to a planet safely. Especially Earth and Mars, that's going to be very important. So I would go that far and be that easy, personally. Yeah?
Yeah, I totally agree. So that bothered the shit out of me. And then she got mad and closes the communication and goes and lays on her bed. And then Zeraxis puts in $5.
He does.
Random question for Sam. Does Lightwave use a rasterizing light system, or does it use ray tracing?
It has ray tracing. I don't know what rasterized lighting system is. But it does have ray tracing, and it does have... It's not the most realistic lighting, but it can do everything a bit. And Star Wreck. Lack of money, no budget for new models. Even though last time we had engineering set... and did you know, didn't it seem a bit weird, that we thought this was either Mars, like a terraform bit, or another planet? She's in San Francisco. What a coincidence. Because we see out of a window the same background plate used in Discovery in several places. It's used in the short for the trial, and it's used in the secret, like the bit with Pike and stuff at the end of season 2, so it's another reused plate. Yeah. So she's right there at the heart of San Francisco, which I feel is a bit of a... Really? Why? Why isn't she learning on Mars? Like, I'm sure there's schools on Mars. I guess it's safer here, but I mean...
And Zeraxis says Trekyards rasterized is more estimated, like think Game Engine or the EV renderer in Blender. There you go.
I mean, I think it's better than that, I think. But I don't know. It has ray tracing too. But the new Lightwave is better, but harder.
Yeah. So then we get the side-by-side of both girls being disappointed and whatever. Then we get the school bus show up and land at the school shuttle bus stop, which just sounds stupid saying, but that's okay. And somebody pointed out that maybe this was an accident, that this girl hit this other girl deliberately. It was not. It was very deliberate, as you can tell watching the clip again. She makes a point of hitting her. There's no one around her, like she could have been jostled into her. And the girl is right by the entrance to this shuttle pod stop thing and picks up her bag, and by the time she gets there, the force field activates and it leaves. Again, that's remarkably stupid. As she would have got there a lot sooner because she was right there, essentially. But anyway, and I guess the school bus drivers don't give a shit if all the kids are on board or... Anyway.
I just went through the chat, and Daniel Hall says, Red Letter Media just plugged you guys for the new D7 breakdown.
Are you kidding? That's awesome.
Can you please, if you're still in the chat, can you please clarify? Because that sounds pretty cool. Because we did
give us the whatever video that was and maybe a timestamp. That'd be
in what context? Cool. Yeah.
And a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, I mean, we certainly did the work for them. I mean, you know what I mean. So please let us know, because that would be on Rex on. Let us know.
Yeah, please let us know.
So this scene confuses me to no end. Because yeah, she hits her for no reason. It's contrived as hell, and then yeah, she doesn't get through, even though they would know. And it's also Discovery force field. Just want to say, this is why I was convinced it was still Discovery era. It's also a Discovery era force field. So that's another effect, which is just Discovery, because we know what the force fields look like later. They're not this. And did you notice how the hatch behind the shuttle started spinning for some reason as it lifted off?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. But yeah, what an awful driver. Also, there's a person outside the thing still. It's like, you couldn't wait 1 second? You make her late? Or she should just be able to beam right to the place. Like, there shouldn't be that much of a hassle. But what's the point? I don't understand the sequence. It just seems so contrived.
Yeah.
I don't understand these two girls. Because I assumed watching this that they hate each other. They've got a long... Like, this is a whole feud thing. But it isn't. This is random for no reason. It's just frustration I want to take out on somebody for no reason. It's you know, obviously the dad thing, but it's just random. You know.
And E. Paris says, you've obviously never met a bus driver. LOL. I have, actually. My bus driver from high school was very conscientious that everybody was on board. And she was really quite good at that. She actually waited a few times. But anyway.
And yes, Thribis is on Earth because we saw San Francisco. Oh, Robert Meyer Burnett. Not Red Letter Media. Robert Meyer Burnett pimped us.
Oh. Nice.
Where on? Can you please clarify? Is he doing a live right now?
That's what it looks like by the sounds of the chat.
Well, that's nice. We do our bit. We do try.
For king and country.
Yeah. Does he show some videos? Talk about it, because I'll have to go through a lot of video to find it. Let us know, guys. Do the hard work for us.
Yeah. But then we see the school and the bully redheaded girl being sad. And people doing things, kids playing on their smartphones, playing little app games, whatever. And
it feels like they're actively avoiding her. Like, in a small sense, like the way they're showing it, it's like she's actively isolated and no one likes her.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many people and no one, she's just part of no group. So feels like also she's giving herself the same isolation.
Yeah.
Like, it feels very strange to me.
And we see...
Stuart, they ran out of money, but they had time and money to make these effects of the guys playing games. They had that money.
Yeah, obviously.
You're saying they couldn't build a work bee with the money they spent on that. You're saying the work bee isn't more useful than that. Really? And the spinning of the shuttle, that was worth the money. See, you mean?
And the holograms floating in the air that says Happy First Contact Day.
And because that's a reference, Stuart. First Contact Day.
April 15th or April 5th, I believe, one of those.
Great.
Zeraxis puts in $5. Even if you assume the shuttle was on schedule, you have to assume there's wiggle room and not waiting for kids as a bus driver as bad contrivances. Yep. because all the kids were just crowding in, and she got her thing knocked off like literally 20 feet away from it. She picks things up, puts it on, and by that time everybody's boarded and it's taking off already. I call severe bullshit on that.
Because you can wait for one person. Remember, this is the future. This is the utopian future. And theoretically, I could imagine that this is a future school bus where you like your DNA gets bleeped in, and they're like missing, Junior, her name, and then he just looks out the window, like, oh, wait, she's right there. I'll give it 12 seconds. Great, she's in. It's so contrived.
Kima, and why was there a force field that went up as well? It's not like there's a dangerous blast from the shuttle leaving.
The only thing I could think is they don't want sex predators to attack the shuttle. That's all I could think of. It's a nothing little set. The hell is it? Yeah. And also, why is it 150-year-old?
Oh, we're not going to get into that. We did a whole live on that.
But why is it? Why is it 150-year-old force field?
Oh, gotcha,
why are they using that much old tech in San Francisco? But anyway, she gets to school somehow. Feels like she ran. But really, she could just beam. I mean.
Well, the point is she gets there late, and the Vulcan guy's like, oh, well, Mark, and you late. Da, da, da.
Not bothering to ask why.
Yep.
I missed the bus. Okay, that's a good reason. Go look at the security cameras. I missed it by 13 seconds. I think you shouldn't mark me as late for that because the bus driver left.
Yeah. Let me see the classroom, and she bumps the other girl on the way by because fuck that other girl.
And it's funny because the girl to me looks so oblivious. Like, who are you? Like she had no idea she hit her earlier. Like that's how it plays to me. Like she has no idea what's going on. It's like, what the hell is this bitch girl doing that to me? Did that play for you, or did you think they knew each other?
I think they knew each other.
Look at her face. She's so gormless and not giving a damn.
Yeah.
It plays so strange. So strange. And Stuart, why do they have massive desks for diddly little machines? Like the biggest desks and the smallest little thing and no keypad and it's all touchscreen. This is bad art design, guys. I'm sorry. Bad art design.
Yeah. There we go. All right, so then she draws a picture of the teacher and throws it on over to the other girl's station. And of course the teacher sees it at the other girl and takes it off of her display and throws it up on the main board like, oh, you're passing notes in class, you're making fun of me, well, screw you. And she then Kima 2 points away from Gryffindor. I don't know.
It doesn't mean anything. It's
just the poor girl is getting in the shaft today, which is fine. David Bessick puts in $2. What the fuck is up with putting random lights on everything? It's the future, you see.
Yeah. And you would think, when they put the name up, I thought she was going to say, like, she was going to beep beep, and it would tell them where the drawing came from, because that is a tech drawing. It says it came from this computer, and then she would turn, look at the other girl, and be like, why did you draw this? Mm-hmm. Like, it's the future. What, you know what I mean? It felt so disingenuous again, that this would just be, you drew a thing about me, and you left it on your screen, because why not? I'm mad at you. I'm not even going to check. She's a shitty teacher.
Yes.
It plays...
And she's talking about supernovas, in case you guys didn't know what she was teaching the class that day.
Well, that's important for the Picard. What?
Yeah.
It is.
No, I know it is. That's why I thought it was funny.
You're like, I'm done with this shit.
Pretty much.
But yeah, I don't like the scene.
No.
And
did you get the sense that this all happened in one day or over multiple days?
Oh, one day.
I got the sense it was over multiple time. Yeah.
No, I got the escalation of vengeance at this point, like the boiling pot, and it's now just a feud. That, I mean, to be fair, this alien lady could be like, this species could be prone to aggression because she keeps it going. Like the other girl does one thing to her, I guess the other thing too, but that's because she bumped her. Like if she hadn't bumped her with the bag, she wouldn't have done the marking, and so because she keeps going after her again, it keeps escalating. So she should just have not done anything else and it would have been fine. Like, she keeps it going, and then the revenge keeps revenging because they keep revenging, you know?
Yeah.
It's a bad look at the future because they're just as bad as us now, which the point is they're not.
Eugene puts in 100 rubles.
Thank you.
Was that a bullying boy in a classroom? No, I don't think it was a bullying.
It's a decent looking makeup. So Stuart, why did they bother designing the makeup, putting the makeup on the guy, putting him through the chair, having him frame for 1 second? Couldn't they put the money towards a shuttle
Or a work bee?
or a work bee? You see what I mean? The budget situation, you can't quote that. He was more expensive than building a work bee and hiring the extra. Like, they spent the money in the wrong places for 1 second of, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Anyway, the next thing is the library, and again, she trips this girl.
Yep.
And then
Escalates
the other
even
girl
further.
wants to kick the shit out of her. There's a good fight that happens.
Now, the faces of this human girl are so nothing. Like, they're so non-acted. They're so, like, lack of emotion. You can tell she just hates her life right now. But I wish there was more character to these non-characters. You know? It's so flat we don't know who they are. You know?
Yeah.
It's just people doing things. Now, this is why I want to ask the question of, what do you think about them playing a song? A song. Everyone Hates Enterprise title sequence, which was a song throughout this entire episode, pretty much.
It bugged me at first, but then when I realized what song it was and what was happening, it made sense a little bit, especially near the after it stops midway through. I didn't mind it. It didn't need to be there though. But yeah, I had no issue. I like the song personally, so it's fine.
I thought it was relatively nice, although I felt there was no dialogue because it felt like a very cheap, simple, low effort short. Because they don't even try to do character. They have one shot each at the start, and then there's no more character growth at all. Like, they don't try, and so they feel so flat and non. You know, and so this fight happens. It's a fun fight, although
it's a well filmed fight. It looks visceral for sure.
And at this point, you realize, am I watching Star Trek? Because nothing here looks or feels like Star Trek. If you removed the dry dock sequence, nothing here. This is the most generic looking sci-fi ever. Think about it. This sequence. This is just like. Is this Star Trek?
Yeah.
Okay. Although nice touch of the blue blood. I'll give him credit for that. So pow splat kaplunk.
And Zaraxis says, might have just been me, but is the actor playing the Vulcan the same guy that plays Sarek? Absolutely, 100% no. Not even close. So it's just you.
I liked his look, though. He was too emotional at the end.
Yeah, we're going to get to that.
Yes, we will.
So they pull the girls apart, and they're both in timeout, I guess. They're looking at one that says achieve and grow. These
Adds
motivational things.
to the...
Motivational things in a school that you see the posters.
Yep. And we get no dialogue. We get no character. We just get them looking at each other.
Then the music stops.
Yep. And
we get the shot of the back of the Vulcan's head, and you hear an announcement. Some kind of class has been changed. Whatever. Not important.
And I thought here's where the acting would start.
Yeah.
The acting doesn't start here. The acting doesn't ever start in this episode.
No. He looks at his little handheld device thing, and the other teacher has one, and they both look at each other like, this is a really stupid scene, actually.
It feels Discovery to a T. Like, little gadget that wouldn't be in TNG. And people that, it just looks like Discovery 100%.
I'm willing to make a small concession there that they are teachers in a school, so they have communication, things like that they can, I don't know.
I mean, just have a pad. Just have a normal pad. I mean, what is this? It looks like a Discovery bit of tech. It's not post TNG. I mean, I know it's civilian. Just have a pad. Like, pads are... It's like a computer. Have an iPad. It's simple. Just a pad.
It does. And then the September 11th attack starts.
And
that's what this is.
And for some reason, they play them on all the monitors to make people really scared and alerted.
Yeah.
Without knowing anything about it. They're just like, right, people are dying. Let's put it on let's put it on every speaker in the school. Have no tact.
Yeah, and there's even shots of, like, people being scared and stuff on the displays.
Yeah, that was horrifying.
And then,
what the hell are they showing that?
What the
hell are they doing?
With people behind them with blue hair, and you know what I instantly thought?
Hold on,
Xavier.
Sorry. Died again. What?
Oh, sorry. Well, I don't know. You got to tell me where I died
Blue hair.
because I don't know what I have to repeat.
Blue hair. Blue hair.
Oh, yeah, with the blue hair guy. That scene looks exactly like a scene from X-Men. It's Xavier's school for gifted kids. It looks like they look like mutants. It looks like a shot from any X-Men film. It's really bad.
Yeah, no, I agree, and that's why I said this could be a X-Men short. If you take out the dry dock, then because Patrick Stewart's in it, nothing else looks like Star Trek or feels like Star Trek. Seriously, that one change, it would just be an X-Men short.
Yeah,
that's it. There's nothing other change needed. Everything feels just like Picard, just like X-Men.
Charles Xavier, whatever it says for Picard later. Eugene, 250 rubles.
Thank you.
F-N. This lazy pseudo-contemporary BS makes my blood boil. Yeah. Federal News Network, instead of Central News Network, CNN. But, there's not lots to talk about, guys. We see attack on Mars, 3,000 estimated dead. Rogue synth attack Mars.
Yes.
So I think that speaks to the other trailer we saw with the androids with the letters on their heads. Probably synthetics.
And can I just bring something up? They have the United Federation of Planets logo there, which looks like the Discovery Future one, but this one has even less stars. It says 3 in the middle. So that doesn't even mean what we thought it meant. There's even less now. What?
No one would notice that, though, Samuel.
Well, no, this Rogue Synth was a very quick frame. Like, I had to go back twice and try and catch it. It was really quick.
Yeah.
And who was filming this? And why is there a staircase? I don't know. I'm joking, but yeah. And so we see these things laser, and it's not particularly well done CG. It looks super generic, and the shapes are not very good shapes. And
well, Fleet Pass Swiftback puts in $4.99. Just a thought: is this a school for Utopia Planitia families on Earth, like schools on military bases? I somehow doubt that.
I could totally buy that, because then you could imagine they're getting slightly more cool training because their parents are in the service. Like, they're getting a more Starfleet. Like, if they're all Starfleet engineers, you can imagine their kids might be getting a more Starfleet tuned education because, tends to be in families. Because otherwise, there's two girls in the same class next to each other, both have parents at Planitia. That's, of all the schools and all the planet, that seems like that seems like a lot of luck, unless they're all sort of vibing. Billions of
jobs,
kids.
Though. One was a builder, the other was a quality assurance person, and not specifically. I forget what they said. I didn't write down because I honestly don't give a shit. But no, it's the same as like in London here. You go to a high school or a public school. There's going to be a couple kids that have parent. A cami factory.
I just think it seems from an English perspective where things are slightly close together. It's like saying in my hometown Bedford, 2 kids are next to each other and both parents work in different beer plants in a town next door over. It's like, what's the chances of that? Very, very low. All the jobs in both towns.
If it's a big plant, though.
This is Earth.
Like I was saying.
Earth.
I know it is. I know it's also Utopia Planitia. It's the biggest producer of starships. So it's like I said, if it's kids here in the same class that have parents that work at the Toyota factory down on the 401, a lot of people are employed there. A lot of people know people that are working there. But it's not uncommon.
But most of Earth's solar system isn't Planitia. That's like a big subset. Like all the disciplines are here. All the academy lecturers. All the other, there's the shipyards above Earth. There's millions of jobs. So I like the idea this is a Planitia more specific, because then also you relate to the kids. I can imagine it's quite nice to say your families are all up there. We can relate. We can be friends in a sense. We can support each other.
Well, it looks like a high-end hoity-toity school because they all have uniforms. So it's maybe Yeah.
But yes, they pew pew, and you get this high shot of what looks like the Romulan Senate, but flatter. I don't understand. I guess it's just one of the big circles, but they're hiding it with clouds, so they don't have to build any great detail. This is such an unclear shot. I don't get what it's trying to be necessarily. Do you know what it's trying to be?
No, it looks like Mainframe from the show Reboot.
And then you see the big bombing, and that's a pretty big bomb. That is like nuke level destruction.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see all the colonies. I guess they're just trying to be the big circle things, but I guess all it can be. And more laser beams. But the problem with this sort of stuff now, Stuart, is that we now know these ships are Federation, because in the last trailer they let slip or whatever a version of these fighters with the logos. These are Federation built fighters. So these androids stole Federation fighters to do this. So it's an internal coup of slaves, I guess. And they go mass murder Utopia Planitia, the biggest shipyard in the Federation. Oh dear. Not good. Not good.
Yeah, and the kids remember back to their parents, and then these orbital things are getting attacked as well.
Yep. I'm pretty sure this just looks... I think this might just be what was built for Starbase 1, remember in Discovery in one of the early episodes, where they zoom by it? I bet this is the same model, they just like kit-bashed it a bit.
Yeah.
Because it's basically the same thing. And again, it doesn't feel TNG, it feels so Discovery in design, the way it's built, the way the lighting is, the way the texture is, it just feels Discovery to a T. Not, I mean, we know all the things that look like in Planitia. This looks like Discovery. Yeah. And it's so subtle, but it's true.
Eugene puts in 100 rubles and says the flat thing looks like our space stock model we imagined.
Yeah.
And Rab says, the fuck does Federation have Cylons after Measure of a Man?
Now it does.
Also, Jarzia put in a PayPal of $5.
Thank you.
The orbital shots of Mars being attacked really bugged me. First, the cities are insanely huge, and just the ones we see would likely house over 100 billion. Second, any of those explosions would be extinction-level events that would kill everyone on the planet. So just 3,000 people being killed is total BS. But then we get this red alert. Since attack Mars, 3,000 estimated dead, devastating. Admiral Picard reacts to Mars attack.
And I don't buy that for a second.
The movie wasn't that bad. Mars Attacks was actually a pretty good movie.
I like it.
I don't know what Admiral Picard's problem with the movie is. It wasn't that devastating.
Oh.
That's what they're just talking about, the remake that was done, where they used, older assets from old movies and TV shows to represent new things.
And do you want me to embarrass them even more when you mention that? You know that
Please
table,
do.
the hollow table? I'm pretty sure that's a table that was in the brig in season 1 of Discovery, in the middle. It did nothing.
Oh, really?
I thought I recognised it, but I think it's just a reuse of that.
Yeah.
And what a great Photoshop of Picard on a uniform without any emotion. And that's the stock picture of Picard, of this proud Captain Admiral, this unhappy looking man. Great, you know what I mean? That's the one the news network goes with. That one.
Yeah.
And I really don't buy that they would be like, devastating attack, which happened 5 minutes ago. Picard tweets. Look at his live tweets. I'm very upset by it. I'm hopping out of the shower now to get in a ship. Hashtag fleet en route. Janeway reacts.
Hashtag pray for Mars.
Yeah. Janeway reacts. Sucks, y'all. Cisco reacts. Still dead, y'all. Still a god prophet. Hashtag won't help, can't help. Hashtag out of time. Hashtag it's fine.
Hashtag away from life. Hashtag can't help.
Hashtag hi Jake. Hashtag miss you. Hey, you can get Twitter through the anomaly.
And speaking of not believing what happens, these two hold hands. Now, if they were friends in the past or knew each other, and we got some sense of that they at least weren't enemies, or this was the first time they met, I'd buy it. They know their parents both worked there or whatever, but we don't get any sense of that, so I don't buy that they'd hold hands at the end personally. But because I wouldn't, I hold grudges and I don't care what happened. I don't think I could do that personally with somebody that was beating the shit out of me 10 minutes ago. That's just me.
Yes. Yeah, no, I like things. I like this ending a lot. This ending should have just been the entire short, like from the attack onwards, and go from here. That's where it should have begun, because then you just had the simple message. Because this makes sense to me. It's fine, but the problem is, who the hell are these girls? Why should we care except they're young children? You know what I mean? Why is the short only 8 minutes? Do you know how much more expensive it would be to film another half a day in these sets that don't, you know what I mean? Like, give us 3 minutes of each of them in their bedrooms playing. Like, give us something. This it's so flat, these characters. Therefore, it's like it's the simplest message. They are like a non character you're meant to put your emotions onto and give you nothing else.
Well, Sareth too says I still think the redhead is Tilly, and that's just insanely dumb because this is like Tilly's been dead forever. Plus, Tilly's character would not be somebody that would be pushing somebody over and bullying them just unnecessarily. She started it, so no.
And also, she'd be too young. Otherwise, those ships, otherwise then the Discovery ships, then would be Discovery era, and the shuttles would be even more old.
Which is the 100% what would happen in this case. But anyway, Zeraxis puts in $2, sending thoughts and prayers for Mars, y'all.
Yeah, I mean, it's horrible that JJ can destroy Vulcan, and Picard and Kurtzman can bomb Mars. I mean, these people shouldn't be allowed to do these things. This is a nice utopian future. And someone points out 3,000 dead. Look how many nukes are going off. Look how much the planet's being bombed. Although most of them are not actually hitting the major planetary centers, so they're not very good at aiming. And what's firing the nukes if they're also, like, lasering? Although this might be a red herring, because we see in another flashback that the Romulan fighters are going towards this Mars. So maybe they are bombing, and the fighters are defending, but the Romulans already, like, engaged, and they're cutting out all the...
Are you sure they're Romulan fighters, though? Because it looks like these ships that were in the early trailer.
No, the big wing ones with the single engine at the back. It's a separate thing. They're flying towards Mars.
Different? I haven't even... Okay.
Yeah, because they're also the ones that fly next to the Borg cube. So we know they're in the present as well. So at some point, a Romulan fleet of small fighters goes towards Mars. And we weren't convinced it was Mars, but someone said, that's actually part of Mars. I recognise the part of the surface. And I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, 3,000 dead. Don't buy it for a second.
Sonic Hance puts in $5 New Zealand.
Brilliant.
What if the old ships are being refitted to aid the Romulan supernova rescue effort, and the synths have been ordered to attack by xenophobic Starfleet? There's a lot wrong with that.
All of these ships are either destroyed or totally out of use. This is like going back to the very first car and saying, right, let's refit this so we can use it. And there's only one existing.
Because we need more cars, because people can't get to work.
So we'll refit the first car. Yep.
We could just make new cars.
And also we have to find the old cars. Oh wait, only 10 exist still? Okay, and to fix new cars, we're gonna refurb old derelict buildings that used to build cars, and also hire people who are old
original Model T factories to build
exactly.
them. Yeah.
And hire people and give them the exact same uniform they would wear in the 10s, 20s, and give them old tools like the work bees, because everything has to be old to fix old ships. You see what we mean? Doesn't work at all. Not even at. I mean, we thought it could have, but then as soon as you go down it.
Eugene puts in 500 rubles and says, Discovery assets all the way still. This is Picard short. Who the F are synths? Is the girl from Picard trailer a new generation? Welcome to Star Trek Caprica. This is Star Trek Caprica, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I mean, the synths are obviously the data. Obviously, they tried to make datas without telling Picard. He didn't like it, and then it got out of hand. And now they've broken loose, and maybe they want to deal with Borg, because Borg are cybernetics as well. I mean, I guess it's what we're going. Yeah, I guess it's where we're going with that. The idea of that them versus us, of having multiple races, of, you know.
Yeah, and Eugene puts in another 100 rubles. By the way, this Mars model doesn't look like the one from the beginning.
Yeah, no, I agree. Actually. Yeah, wow, it really isn't.
Yeah.
Damn, that's very different. Which does give more credence. This isn't. I mean, there's nothing. You don't see any Planitia on this planet. There's no stuff. I mean, if this was just a reuse shot, maybe they prevised it. But then, well, let's go back to the shot for a second, Stuart.
Well, Samuel.
Oh, hello.
I have a headache.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Let's keep going. Let's keep talking. But I'm just saying, I have a headache. I had one starting this. It started to get better because I took medication, but now
Yeah.
I'm getting another kind of headache.
Yeah, I took some medication too.
If you know what I'm saying, another kind of headache. It's just like, oh. But what are we looking at now?
Oh,
Sorry.
back to the dry dock.
Oh, why? That's the worst thing of all.
I know. About the idea of if it was a reuse shot, as in if they had it sort of in stock. Well, that's not really how shots work. You don't finish them if they're in stock because you'd use them then. But the thing about constructing a medium, if you've got a shot that doesn't fit, that doesn't have anything in common, and you choose to put it in because you need a CG shot, then you're choosing to make a mistake. If they had not included the shot, that would have been better. Like, don't include a mistake. Like, if there's a take in a film, right, where the actor accidentally breaks character, says "fucking director," but he's in the background, you can sort of hear him, and you don't take it out of the edit. You don't choose a different take. Like, you can choose to not include the take where he breaks character, and messes up, or you could choose to film a new take. So it's their choice to include a mistake, which they could just not include. And that's the biggest thing. This is wrong in every single way, and they chose to include it. And I hope it's not an encyclopedia, because it's wrong.
And Jill47 puts in $2. Why do synths want to disrupt the Romulan evacuation? I think she's referring to what somebody said earlier. And he did clarify it in that. He said that the Federation is xenophobic, much like we see in Star Trek 6. So they send the synths in to, I don't know.
Well, this isn't the same year as the Romulan. Anyway, that's not the same year. These are all kind of like, we're not sure what the years are, but these are, you know.
Yeah, this is a few years before Picard starts, though, because Picard is an active admiral at this point. So we're not sure exactly when this is, but yeah.
But it's funny, we saw Planitia in the comic and they got it right.
Yeah, they did. The comic's actually pretty amazing compared to this.
Yep. With less money and less time. Let's see if I have any notes that I haven't said.
I've said everything I need to say.
Yeah.
And I'm not like I'm rushing us out the door kind of thing.
No,
because I'm not at all. I could talk for another half hour, 40 minutes on this.
Yeah, it's not worth that. Don't give him the positive.
Don't give the prick the satisfaction.
Yeah. Literally though, here, these are my notes, right? And as I was watching it, once this happened, I was like, oh, it's a Discovery era and a link to Picard. I got all the way down to here when the Picard showed up. I was like, oh, fuck, it's Picard era. The entire time I was thinking, no, of course it's Discovery. And you could have you could have had some cool stuff if this was Discovery era and then it's links to Picard and
yeah,
could have been some cool stuff. This would have been a beautiful shot otherwise.
Hold on, what are they saying here? Charles puts in $5. I'm in an activist mood. Somehow the community must inform the new via CBS what we want. After all, we are the ones who will be buying the products. Yep. Make a petition. I'll sign it.
Yeah.
Jay Donaldson puts in $2. I keep hearing Wally, caution, rogue robots.
Caution, rogue CBS executives.
Yeah. Jill47, $2. This is 2385 or 2386. Geordi is building the Romulan evacuation fleet.
Yeah, it's hard to tell when this is because he's still Admiral, but there's no reason to think this is what made him not be Admiral. So we will not know until. They didn't confirm the date, obviously, during, so it could be any time around there, really. I
think either this event or the answer to this event is what causes him to become step down. Sovereign,
because maybe because he gave Data's body or Law's body to Federation, and then he couldn't control them enough to he didn't stop them from building the army of Datas, and then they went rogue like the Cylons, which is just the Cylon plot. It is. I mean, that would be disappointing if that was just the Cylon plot. I was assuming it was Romulans and Federation, but if we're adding in full-on cyborg army of Datas, that's just Cylons. You're just doing BSG and Trek.
Sovereign 506 puts in €10. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So we are doing Fallout 4 on Mars in the Star Trek universe now. Wow, how creative. Puke. And Zeraxis puts in $2. Yeah, so where are the Prometheus class ships? right? And okay, that's the other thing that bothers me about this. This is attacking Mars, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where they build starships right by Earth. Are you telling me there's no starships in the vicinity that could maybe come in? Oh, I don't know. Stop them, or fire up one of the many ships you're building, and at least use the active phasers on it, because they are installed. The photons aren't. They come on Tuesday, but the phasers are working. And there's no orbital protection platforms, no phaser platforms, no. Even in games they have those. Where are those for defense?
The problem is that what we're seeing at the end is clips from Picard, not from this short. They're reusing CG's already been finished, and they're trying to show stuff that doesn't spoil anything. It's all from the trailer. It's all hiding the logo of the ship, because that was a reveal I think they didn't mean to give, as often happens. They just put the wrong version of the file in, because they've been hiding it here, but you should see it if, you know what I mean, they're hiding it here, but they weren't hiding it. So that was a reveal I think they accidentally did. So there isn't context here. Like these ships are attacking whatever, but this could not be Mars. Well, I guess. Well, I mean, they could be showing. Someone else could be attacking Mars. These could be the guys that are defending Mars. I mean, there's so many plays you could take this with them, you know, messing it around. All we're seeing is a very little bit. What if these synths took over facilities and now these things are bombing them? That's a bit weird, but you know. But yes, there should be defense fleets. There should be peregrines. There should be every starbase should be very powerful. And do these things have warp? Do they come via carrier? Are they AI controlled? I mean,
how'd they get by all the defenses in the solar system?
This is Earth. This is like, I mean, that's always the point. It's like attacking the home soil. That's obviously, it's an analogy for 9/11, as you said. In a sense, although the Xindi probe did that better. That just came to Earth and attacked Earth. That they did that already.
Yeah,
and it was better than this.
And the Breen did it better than this too.
Off screen, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember how Martok said they attacked Earth? Not if the Klingons were that confident. Cut Discovery, and they did. It's like, oh well, there you go.
Guess Martok's not up on his history. He should read a book.
But no, seriously, my advice to Star Trek Discovery and as Kurtzman, watch Star Trek before you make Star Trek.
Might be a good idea.
That's a fundamental thing.
Or at least hire people that like Star Trek and know about it to work for you.
No, because if he watches at least one episode of Star Trek, he might realize he doesn't like Star Trek, and he might step away from Star Trek. Because if he has other people, he can tell them what to do without actually knowing Star Trek. So that's what I think he should do. Watch episodes of Star Trek rather than not. Would help.
Yep.
My opinion.
Fleet Pass Swiftback puts in $1.99. Prometheus class won't be ready until Tuesday.
No, Prometheus refit. The standard one's fine.
There's like 5 dry docks, like literally right next to them, that are building one each. But
we don't pan that way.
We never see them because they're Discovery era Prometheuses.
Great.
Eugene puts in 100 rubles. Mars is basically destroyed and only 3,000 dead. What? Well, that makes me wonder. Yeah, if there's something else going on. Like you had said that the synths maybe are on the planet. Maybe they took over the planet because they were the robot force they were using to build some of the components down there. They shipped a bunch of people off, and this is Starfleet's retaliation. And it's just all taken out of context. I don't know. Trying to make this work. Because,
like I said, this was a marketing ploy. They had a very simple thing. Let's show the Utopia of Phoenicia attack, but in a non-spoiler way. Okay, how do we do that? Well, let's put it at school for maximum effect, for them to have an emotional punch. Do we care about the characters? Not at all. Okay, who should we hire? Young girls. Okay. Should we hire my aunt's sister's daughter? Okay, great. And a friend? Brilliant. We'll hire them. Who's a Vulcan? Let's hire my uncle. Great, Is that sort of like this is the most shallow. This is almost the worst example of short making. It's just there to get to this end bit. There's no substance. The heart is forced. There's no characters. I don't buy the battering of people. I'm doing my final wrap up here. I don't buy the negativity. I don't buy the setup. If you knew and cared, that'd be fine. I would actually be absolutely fine with a short where you just see 2 kids in the Star Trek universe not like each other. That's actually an interesting premise. Like, how do you do that? Like, what pranks could you do? A transporter malfunction, rather than replicating sausages for lunch, it's Tarkalian buzzworms. You could do fun stuff with that. But they don't even go surface level. They just they're just skimming the surface of anything, just to get to this end. That once we see Picard, it won't have the same context, and this is just promotion. It's just to get more money. This, I bet, was the cheapest short of all of them. This was the least expensive short. I guarantee it. The lowest budget.
And Thrib says, shouldn't Geordi be building the jellyfish? No, he built that before the Countdown comic for the other one. This Countdown comic, where he's building the evacuation fleet, happens after the destruction of the Hobus Star, but the explosion is still traveling and threatens other planets. Anyway, what do we got here? We have 2 more super chats.
Wow.
Which is awesome. You guys are fantastic. 317 of you still watching. You guys hit like. But Sovereign 506 puts in 10 euros.
Thank you.
Isn't the Enterprise usually the only ship in range to save the day? So where is it? Where is the fleet? This is the center of the Federation in space. What happened to deep space sensors and this solar system Earth or the solar system defense grid? Exactly. It could be that it was a surprise attack. These could be Federation ships that were built there, that were hijacked and taken over by the synths. I have no issues with that.
Yep, 100%. This was the revolt. This was the unexpected thing. They. I wouldn't even be surprised if these ships were actually on Planitia. Like, these were literally like the ships that happened to be there. They stole them. Because they're Federation ships. We know that for a fact. I mean, I would be fine with that. Even if they're... I mean, I'd even go as far as say the Section 31 ships, because they're the ones who are building the synths, and they rebelled. They hijacked them from one of their sub-factories inside the planet, and they were like, we're just going to kill everyone. Just going to blow up the entire thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Prime 1351 puts in 199. This was a trailer disguised as a short track.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. It is all the potential was squashed from this. All of it.
Yes. And wrung out and just ripped up and thrown in the trash and then flushed down the toilet and a whole bunch of things.
But it potentially promises a genuine sequence in Picard where we see the full attack, and we do see dry docks with ships from Trek that aren't Discovery, because if they're attacking everything, this would be the way of doing a fan servicey, making sense moment when they fly through a space dock and you see Prometheus get blown up and an Akira. Like, this would be the moment to see every ship you've ever loved, plus some new ones, plus some Stowe ones. Like, this is the moment to do ship porn. And since they designed 30 ships for episode 1 of Discovery, episode 1 and 2, if they designed 30 new Picard ships, Eagle Moss will sell them for the next 3 years. And all it was a half a frame in a dry dock being destroyed, and they can print the money, and Ben gets to have a job for another couple of years. They can print money in this sequence, Joe, if they do it properly. Now, question though. Do you think that they did the Discovery ships to hide the Picard ships?
No.
Okay.
I would love that. That would be fantastic if there was a nice surprise of new ships that look era-appropriate. But I really have no faith in that. Like, we've said that with the trailer, with the shuttle. It'd be cool if it's just a placeholder to hide the ship that's supposed to be there. We don't want to sneak that information out beforehand, because channels like us will go, hey, look at this, and blow it up. As far as across social media, not actually blow it up. You know what I mean. So it would be very nice, but I'm holding no hope to that, so no. And Zeraxis puts in $2. The ships do look like Section 31, and he beat me to it. LOL.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
James Dodd. Your aunt's sister would also be your aunt. Because you were talking.
Yeah. I was throwing stuff at the wall. I tried.
Seeing what stuck.
Not this short.
Eugene put in 200. Eugene put in 250 rubles. So basically, it was a Discovery short in Discovery Timeline up until the 9/11 translation started. The original ending was amputated and pieces of the Star Trek Picard trailer reattached in its place, right? Sure. Sounds about right. Yeah.
That actually sounds very appropriate, actually. Right, guys, we are in the final 5 minutes. Let's see, since 339 of you watching, let's see if we can make $50 in the final 5 minutes. I want to see 10 people giving $5 to end this one out in a blowout. So $5, go. You'll be the final winners of the chat.
And Michael Williams says, Captain Foley, we will blow up the school bus. That's not what I said. I was talking about the shuttle that was in the early trailer. Well, not early trailer, one of the later trailers. But Picard was going down the escalator at Starfleet Command. You see the shuttle out the window? That's what I was referring to. Not the shuttle, but the school bus. The school bus was
the Discovery shuttle. And in the last trailer that Picard was in, a shuttle takes off behind him, and that trailer was released like 2 weeks ago. So up until 2 weeks ago, they're still using Discovery shuttles in the trailers. Now, I'm still going to hold out hope they're all placeholder, that they want to wait to give us the style, the art style. Like, there might be this big reveal. But how weird is it to actively... Although, actually, to be fair, though, if you think about the way distribution is these days, right? How clever would it be to not include the correct shot, get the weird promotional... Everyone's talking about it. Because you're a digital service first, there's no, like, cable TV. You just update the video file on All Access. Picard comes out, you update it for the new version of the file, which actually has the correct render, and now it comes out with the show. You know? I mean, you could do that. You could just...
They won't, though.
No, they won't. Because it seems so weird to forever ruin this short with a broken Canon thing that was done on purpose. But if you can... You know, Picard comes out in 2 weeks, they can change it to the Blu-ray. It's only 2 shots. So, I mean, you could easily redo them if they're trying to hide it. But it's such a nice shot to, you know...
Yeah.
All the effort went in.
Matt Person puts in £5. I bet they only got to build 30 new ships for Disco with the promise out to CBS that they make a lot of use out of them for multiple future shows.
I think just Fuller just said, put the bun into that.
Yeah.
That's when I said control.
Yeah.
But, I mean, those shows are the worst at budget. Like, where they spend their budget. They are so bad at where they spend budget.
Jarzia says puts in $5. This $5 is donated in memory of real Star Trek. It is dearly missed.
Thank you.
Stephen Lowe puts in $5. I'd rather give you all 5 instead of CBS All Access. Thank you. We appreciate that. And Number Special puts in $5. Made it twice. And somebody else mentioned if we would put up the Irish lady from yesterday again. You know what? For a $20 super chat, we'll put the Irish lady up. Won't we, Samuel?
And that can be in 4-5. So if you want to put 5 more in, 4 of you, it'll go up.
I was just about to say it has to be one $20 super chat.
Nope. So I'm tempting them. I'm teasing them because we already got 4. I poked the beautiful hornet's nest, and we got 4. So you know, and that's okay, Jill. You guys are brilliant.
And Jill sends $5, but it's Monopoly of $5. Jeff Jacobs puts in $2.50. 250, thanks for helping us vent at #MakeJeffPay.
Now, those of you that you did stay around the entire time, obviously I analysed that scene more than you did. Do you think what we reviewed, the way we reviewed it, was more analytical than just a rant? Like, do you think that came across, guys? Because I tried to be more informative than ranty. Like, here are the problems,
yes. Here's
the reasons. Do you guys think we achieved that? Because I don't think I just ranted. I just showed and talked about it in depth. I don't know. I'm sure you ranted yesterday, Stuart, and I'm eager to go back and watch that.
Yeah, you go watch it, but it's in 2 parts.
Yes, it is.
Because the power died, so my router went down.
Oh wow!
The power went out on the block for some reason, and then I saw a fire truck later, so I don't know what happened, but it's kind of shitty. Anyway, Sovereign 506 puts in €2 or €5. Sorry, computer says no.
Well, we'll say thank you to your computer. I was informed. Justifiable rant, very measured and informative. First half hour was a rant. You did a good job, Sam. No, you're on point. Thank you. If Jardi,
I think I was on point and made good points last night too. You gotta watch it.
I look forward to seeing it. Yeah, no, I wouldn't have wanted it to be filmed as after I just watched it because I kind of got a bit angry as you could see. And Jarzi says if Samuel's as talented a VFX artist as he claims, he can make her naked. I don't claim him talented for that sort of stuff.
And Gastro 1980 puts in $20 and says, "Long live classic Trek." There's your $20. Put her up. Your
$20. But yes.
Well, there's your $20 you asked for.
Well, you asked for it. I said it 4. You asked for it.
Zeraxis puts in $5. Unfortunately, my money is on Picard just acting as part of a time travel plot for Discovery at this point. Regardless, keep up the good work, you two.
They should not be connected in any way, these 2 shows.
No.
in any way. That's the worst thing they could do. Okay,
Yeah,
finding
Fleet
information now.
Pass puts in $1.99.
Thank you.
2 out of 10 for Trek, 10 out of 10 for the review. Thank you so much.
Do
Show
you-
the Irish. The Irish is coming. The Irish is coming.
Yeah, I gotta find the. I mean, you want a very specific scene, so I gotta
Yes.
find a very specific bow chicka 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 chicka.
Well, Eugene
Wow.
puts in 200 rubles.
Thank you.
Well, you've analyzed pretty much everything. Though it's not like this short has a lot of depth.
It does not know. But the VFX did. There's a lot of effort went into that shot, and it's all
Jarzia?
wrong.
Yeah,
There we
Jarzia, it's coming. He's looking for it. There we go.
Right. Like I said, she wants a very specific shot. But $20, you guys don't know how much $20 actually means to us. As a single super chat, it's a lot. So that, you know, we tease you sometimes, guys. But thank you so much. And as a reward, here's the lovely Irish lass.
Brina Odell is her name, and she's from Up the Long Ladder. We reviewed that yesterday. If you don't know what we're talking about, go check out our TNG reviews that we do, because we love Trek and we love breaking it down.
And Zraxus says, plus it's honestly just nice to see a channel be objective and address the issues and break them down rather than just rant. Channels like that are a dime a dozen. This one has quality and taste.
Thank you, but Jamie Cruz says Rob Burnett just sent me over. Sorry I'm late.
Well, you're busy
So
watching
he's
his
sending-
stream.
He's sending people over to our stream?
Yeah, well, he was just streaming, just finished.
Felt very
Oh.
like
Well, we got people coming in then.
Hello, thank you. Enjoy the first 45 minutes where you take a detailed look at the dry dock sequence to excruciating detail. There's a lady, and I'll just swap back to the ship graphics for a second. As you can see, they reuse the dry dock whole cloth. They reuse the saucer ship whole cloth. They reuse the tug whole cloth. They reuse the work bees whole cloth, and they reuse the shuttle pods whole cloth. Whereas that's how it should have looked.
Yes.
Yes.
Fleet Pass Swift Pack puts it at $1.99.
Thank you.
Ooh, hubba, hubba, hubba. Love that girl. And Zaraxa says, yes, yes, let the Trekyards flow through you. Hashtag luck of the Irish.
Maybe there should be different styles of space docks that don't all look the same. Oh no, we're sure they do. But I'm sure as a dry dock, they can build newer dry docks, and relying on dry docks from 100... It's like if you saw the NX-01 dry dock here, you'd think... No. I wouldn't even expect to see the TMP dry dock still in service. You know?
Yeah.
Like, civilian, maybe, but no, I wouldn't expect to see that. It would be a new one refitted. I mean, dry dock is just a frame with mini buildings on the top. They can build new dry docks easily. You know? Like, yes, you keep reusing it, but I expect newer ones. Why wouldn't you? But Stuart, out of the short treks this year, because now we're at the end, in the final few seconds, we had Q&A, which was the turbolift one.
Yep.
Which they put money into build the turbolift. That's where they wasted their money. The Trouble with Edward, which was Battle Angel Lady and Archer. Ask Not, which is the Kobayashi Maru style training sim, which had the Enterprise retconned engineering at the end with floating robots in it because they're inside now. Efren Dot, the animated one with the tardigrade and robot. The Girl Who Made the Stars, an inaccurate retelling of the tale that she told in the first episode of season 2. They tell it differently, so they get it wrong even though they did it themselves. And then Children of Mars. So yeah, how do you rate these 6 then? What is your favourite and your least favourite? And like I say, Q&A, Troubles with Edward, Ask Not, Efferman Dot, Girl Who Made the Stars, Children of Mars. How would you rate them, Stuart? Hello? Oh dear. Oh dear, Stuart. Oh dear. Gonna uncall him as we're trying to close out here. Almost done, guys. But I want to know which ones are your favourite short and not favourite short, because pretty interesting set of them.
Don't know what happened there, but
That was weird.
I didn't hear anything you said. It was like...
Okay. As we close out, guys, I want to hear your favourite out of the different shorts. I want to know which is your favourite and least favourite out of Q&A, Trouble with Edward, Ask Not, Ephraim and
Yeah,
Dot.
you don't have to go through them all. It's fine. My most favorite was the Trouble with Edward.
Okay.
I really like that one.
Okay.
My least favorite almost is this one, but it's definitely The Girl Who Made the Stars. That's just fucking stupid. I don't even include that as one of the shorts. So this is the worst one for me. The other ones were much more entertaining. And things actually happened that didn't piss me off, and there was dialogue and things. So this
Things
is
are
the
important.
lowest one.
Things and dialogue,
Yeah.
I do agree. Yeah.
Yeah, but The Girl Who Made the Stars has nothing to do with anything, so I don't even count that as a short trek. It's just stupid. But that would be the lowest one. But considering it does nothing to do with anything, this is. But my favorite was The Trouble with Edward. It was fun. It had a lot of great, cool new things to look at, and good acting, good guest stars, and it was just a fun little romp, even though it really broke canon. But
Yes.
that's whatever.
Yep, fundamentally hurt Tribbles and ruined Tribbles, but that was the most actual story. It actually had a story to it. Real story to it.
Yeah.
Beginning, middle, and end.
Yep. And a new great captain.
Yeah,
Miss
she's great.
Alita Battle Angel.
She's not very nice to her crew. Like, she's incredibly... She's, shows you how good Picard is, because Picard encouraged people to deal with Barclay, and she's like, get him off my ship, I hate him. But she's new, she's young, she doesn't know how to be a captain yet, so give her that, Give her time, she's brand new.
We have 2 super chats.
Excellent.
Good Teen Ice House puts in $5.
Thank you.
It was very fair and not a rant at all. Trek has inspired real-life tech, and now they're dropping the ball by cheaping out effects and new ideas. And Michael Parker puts in $5. At this point, I would much rather they reuse old DS9 assets. Great job, guys. Oh, yeah, I would love to see DS9 stuff because it'd be appropriate, very appropriate.
And I would be happy to work with CBS Digital Service to help translate the assets, because I've got them. So how would you rate the ones in the middle then? If your best is Edward and worst is Girl Made the Stars, you've then got Ephraim and Dot, Ask Not, Q&A, Children of Mars. Where would you... If you can.
Q&A would be second.
Okay. Ask Not, Ephraim and Dot, Children of Mars.
Yeah, so Q&A, then Ask Not, then Ephraim and Dot, then...
Children of Mars.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so his final order is... There you go. Okay, cool. Yes, for mine, Trouble Edward, clearly the best. Again, it hurts canon, but all Discovery does. That's part of the course, but at least it's a good little story.
Yeah.
I hate so much of Q&A's dialogue, and obviously the Turbolift. The Turbolift is as bad as... The Turbolift is just as bad as the... Isn't it weird? Every single short has a... This is actively hurting canon. You have Q&A, Turbolift Shaft, Trouble with Edward, Tribbles, the way they use the Tribbles, Ask Not, and also how they deal with the guy. Ask Not, they have the interior engineering set, which is bullshit. Retcon doesn't make any sense. Ephraim and Dot, the Enterprise A, wrong use. The Khan window doesn't exist.
So many things.
The robot,
so many things.
Go Made the Stars, the entire concept, execution. The fact that Burnham says, I've never seen that badge before. What's Section 31? Parents women in Section 31. Yeah, he's wearing a badge to tuck her to bed. So he's clearly in Section 31. I think she'd recognise it from her murdered father's chest. He wore it. I put 2 and 2 together. And then Children of Mars, the dry dock sequence. They've all got a massive canon fuck up, like of epic degree. That's kind of amazing. Each one. That's hard to do, Stuart. That's really hard to do.
And yet they found a way. Good job, Alex Kurtzman and Discovery people.
So yeah, my favourite, like I say, Trouble with Edward. I think I like Ask Not next. I think I like how this one's shot more than Q&A. Like, being better shot is better than shitty dialogue. But I like the transporter room in Q&A. But Ephraim and Dot is just it's a children's thing. Like Girl Made the Stars, it's out of the list because it's not really it's a throwaway kids thing. It's not even a short really. So I'm gonna take that out of the list for that reason. I probably say I enjoy Children of Mars more. I like bitching the CG for that one more. Then Q&A. And then lastly, Girl Made the Stars. Terrible. They didn't even bother getting the story right. That they wrote like 6 months earlier. Like they don't match. It's really weird.
Yeah. Well, we've lost a lot of viewers. We're down to 224 now. We were at 320, but we have finished, so that's fine.
We have, and we did get a lot of extra super chats. Thank you so much.
But if you haven't hit like yet, before you leave, please hit like. It helps out.
Yeah. Yeah, and thanks for joining in. We really appreciate it, seriously. And hopefully this is a good sign of things to come of you joining us for the Picard. We're very excited. We have more hope in those than this. But my closing thought is that this is a very bad sign of what's to come. Because if they can allow this to go through, that tells you a lot. It's not that they did it. It's that they did it and allowed it to go through. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
So, guys, 2 weeks until Picard, where we can do this with every episode. Yay!
We'll need booze and energy drink either side of us, because that will go a long time.
They might all be drinking ones, the Picard ones, yeah.
We'll do 2 lives. One is totally serious, and then like stop for half an hour, start again, and now we're getting drunk. Oh, that'd be funny. Okay, guys, and then Stuart might do other lives a weekend. Enjoy an episode tomorrow. Tomorrow's episode is a fun one, because I tend to decide the schedule. Stuart, it is the one. It's a comic one again. It's the special Q comic where all the eras combine, and it's how they approach the famous 1960s Constitution class full canon version in a comic.
Yeah,
it's a good one. That's a good solid one. A lot to look forward to in that one. So enjoy that tomorrow, and then next week.
And I was going to say, stay tuned. Maybe this weekend I'll do more of the Captain's Collection show and tell, super chat show and tell. Try something like that again and see how it goes. So
I don't know. Could you move your laptop and put like your webcam in the laptop, and then just move the laptop, then move the webcam?
The cord's not long enough, but the phone's better for that kind of thing. So plus I can zoom in, and I can also it's better. I don't know. It'll get perfected as I do more of them. Don't worry.
The next week we're going to film a lot of cool stuff before Picard starts, and we're going to do more lives and more things. And if there's more Picard news, we'll let you know. Yeah.
But yeah, Fleetpot Swiftback puts in $1.99, 272 likes. Woohoo, we did it.
So is Fleetpaw the last super chat of this famous live that people remember? Or do you want to be the very last super chat of this live? It's up to you if you want to be the very last super chat. It's not up to me. It's up to you. Come on, it's Fleetpaw.
Trekyards wants you.
Yeah.
Noah Hawley says his Star Trek will respect the series while forging a new beginning. Who the fuck is Noah Hawley?
It's the writer of the Star Trek 4 that got recancelled, sort of.
Yeah, it's cancelled again, so who gives a shit?
Not commissioned. But Stuart, do you remember how Alex Kurtzman said in an interview that Season 1 Discovery, by the end of Season 1, it'll line up with the canon? Do you remember how he said that?
Oh, yes, I do.
And then it didn't at all. And then
like at all.
2 made more canon mistakes. And you know how J.J. Abrams said Khan wasn't Khan?
He was.
He was. And you know how they lie about other things and don't know? I don't take him at his word. They've all lied.
Yep.
/ meant well and been wrong.
Zeraxis puts in $2 first. I mean last.
He does deserve it. He's a dude. You are awesome. See you guys soon. Bye everyone.